Welcome to another Rowdy Thursday, and that can mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and one thing only. And it is a brand new episode of A Worthy Addiction.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a show like no other, a show that continues to disappoint our mothers. Ladies and gentlemen, a show hosted by me and my rowdy brother. And let me not waste any time introducing them. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a man who loves Todd McFarlane more than Todd McFarlane loves Todd McFarlane. Ladies and gentlemen, unworthy Dynamite Collector.
Thank you. I do love Todd McFarlane more than he loves himself. That is accurate. And if it's that season, and so you know what that means. If you hear some hoofs on your roof and you feel your roof start shaking and your mama's knees start quaking, it ain't Kris Kringle. It might be brain damage, but it's most likely Toy Addict 17.
Damn Skippy. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere on social media. But again, why wouldn't you want to be with us tonight?
Yeah,
it's Thursday. Where else would you be, right? You're watching some shitty rerun or some other bullshit. But you're with us, and we're grateful that you're with us. And we thank you for being here tonight. So, Unworthy, how are you, sir? How has your week been? I'm digging the shirt. Like I tell you, I'm digging the shirt.
I am in my my holly jolliest spirits. I've never been more Christmassy feeling than I was today for some reason. You know, I was eating some fucking candy canes, and I was like, you know what, holly motherfucking jolly, baby. I am gonna be Christmased out tonight.
And from my understanding, from knowing you, you're not really a big Christmas guy. And then just today,
I'm not. I'm usually a grinchy bastard.
You're a grinchy bastard, and today is the day that you said, you know what, you got your Christmas. It's like your heart grew a few inches bigger. You got your Christmas spirit. You're just jolly today. I love the shirt.
Yeah, fucking jolly, man.
I dig it, man.
Candy canes, you know, the peppermint shortage isn't going to stop me from eating my candy canes. I fucking wolfed about 15 candy canes down, and I was like, my pupils got super dilated, and I was all sugared up. I was like, I'm going to fucking be holly and jolly tonight.
Good. I'm you know what? I'm super happy for you. Like, you're making me jolly. You're making me jolly. I don't even got my fucking tree up. Yeah, I don't even got my tree up, and you're making me jolly right now.
You haven't put your tree up yet?
I've been too fucking lazy to put my fucking tree up. It's been work. It's been kicking my ass. I've been at work and I've been dealing with kids, so I haven't had the chance. So this weekend, I promised them I'm going to put it up because my ex-wife has the tree up. So I'm like, all right, I got to get the tree up at the house. I got to set it up.
Yeah, you got it. Quit being, you're being a Scrooge. What the hell?
I'm being a Scrooge. I am being the Scrooge. So, well, again, everybody that's on, thank you for watching us again. Thank you for the support every week that you guys are showing us and showing us love. So with that being said, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do so right now. Smash that notification bell for more content, or don't, because guess what? We will be here every Thursday. We will be here every Thursday entertaining you guys. So I know the chat's here, and we have a special guest.
We do. We have an awesome guest tonight. And before we introduce our guest, I just have a quick phone call that we got. Bill's on vacation right now, so like I've been getting all the HR phone calls, and I have one that I got a message today that I need to play just to get it out of the way, if that's all right, before we bring our guests on. All right, I think you're gonna like this, Danny.
Collector, this is Calvin. I was just calling because I figured you're a smart guy, and maybe you could answer a couple of questions for me.
I'll try.
One question would be, let's say a guy wanted to put himself in a box.
Yeah, I've been in a box.
And wrap it real pretty and put it under a tree. How long do you think that guy would have in a box before he ran out of oxygen?
You know, just hypothetical.
My next question would be, how big is Danny's Christmas tree? Do you think it would? Just theoretically, could you put a human-sized box underneath it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thinking ahead and doing.
You don't. He's planning.
Pre-planning.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if you might have an answer to these questions. Thank you. This is.
Yeah. So, I don't have the specific technical specs on how tall your tree is. So, but I know you have a fake tree. So I think basically what Calvin is wondering here is if you were to be able to leave those bottom branches out of your fake tree so that,
Okay.
a big man-sized box can fit underneath there. Just hypothetically, if there
Okay.
were to be a man-sized box, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And what would be inside this man-side box if I could?
Probably knowing Calvin, it's probably going to be Country Crock. Or it could be slathered in Country Crock. It's
Calvin.
Six of one, half a dozen the other.
Yeah. Oh Lord, Jesus, Calvin. I'll get back to you on that, Calvin. Lord. Well, speaking of Calvin,
the most important answer though is that you could last for a while in the box, but you got to make sure you have a poop bag and a pee bag.
Yeah.
And you just got to make sure you're poking enough holes in there for oxygen circulation. So.
Oh, Calvin. Well, I'm glad you brought Calvin up because he sent me a greeting card, and I wanted to show. Yeah, he sent me a greeting card because he's in this Christmas spirit as well. Right. He's feeling himself. So this is a very nice.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's a really nice, a beautiful Christmas greeting card he sent me. So yeah,
he's really getting into shape. He's taking this baby making seriously.
He kind of looks like Zac Efron a little
bit, yeah.
In that Snow movie, yeah, right. So Calvin, thank you for the postcard. I love it. It's great. Thank you. But yeah, enough about that. I mean, I guess we could introduce our guest, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special guest on tonight. He's another jack of all trades, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, he does customs. He does toy photography. He's done cosplay in the past as well. He's also it's been on some shows. He's a host. He's one of the hosts on the Skeletons Tombs every Wednesday with Skeletons Collectibles and Dead Man Juan. He has his own show on YouTube, which you could just check out also. And I will put all these links on our bio. But he's also the king of no sleeves. I call him that.
Yes.
And I feel bad tonight for saying it, and I have my reasons for saying that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me not waste any time introducing to you the real king of the monsters, not Godzilla, Mr. Wentzillah in the house.
What's up, boys? What's up,
man? What's going on?
Yeah,
homie? Welcome.
I'm sorry, sleeves tonight. Sleeves. Sorry.
That's exactly. I've been promoting you all week, and
I know, man.
I'm like the king of no sleeves. And the day he's on, he has fucking sleeves.
So yeah, he wore sleeves despite you then.
So it's the only shirt I have with my old logo on it, so I figured I'd wear it.
No, it's great. It's great, dude. It's great. So, dude, welcome.
Yeah, we're not at all disappointed. I mean, maybe a little bit, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll catch you on.
If we get some people being members or whatever, then maybe a shirt will come off. You never know.
Hey.
Oh man,
I'm gonna subscribe to my own show then.
That's it. We'll put this on the Patreon. No.
There you go. Yes. So shout out to you, dude. Thank you again for being our guest tonight. We're again, as we tell everybody, our house is your house. Mi casa su casa. We are honored to have you on, and we're happy to get to know you because I know I've seen you. I've spoken to you on IG a couple of times, but I know you do a bunch of stuff in the community. You've done a lot of stuff in the community. There's a lot of stuff that I would like to get to know about you, but also to talk toys, man, because you come from the same community we come from, the toy photography community, the toy community. So we're going to be talking about a shit ton of stuff. So before we do all that, I want to show the chat some love because the chat's been here. So starting with everybody's favorite dad, Cobra Dad in the house. What's going on, Cobra Dad? We got the homie Rel Collects. What's up, dude? Welcome.
What up, Rel?
Thank you for joining. We got the homie Matt, Collectibles Fun. What's going on, dude? All right. We got our homie Raven Studios in the house. Raven's Eye Studios, who had a phenomenal show. Him and Vico had a phenomenal show yesterday on the Pick Bar. Did a phenomenal job hosting. Good job, guys. You guys did great yesterday. We got our homie Toy Art Unlimited. What's up, dude?
Nice.
What's up? We got Tripping with Toys. What's going on? Welcome. What's going on? We got our rowdy brother AB in the house.
What's up?
We got the Fallen in the house. What's going on, dude? What's going on? And then another host from last night's pick bar, we got our homie Vico Sands in the house. What's going on, dude?
What's up, Vico?
Welcome. Everybody, welcome. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for showing our guest some love because, again, he is awesome. And we're going to get to know him a little more. I mean, I feel like I know you, but I don't feel like I don't know you as much that you got so much to tell me, right? So,
yeah, man.
Shame on me, right? Now, I always like to start the show off with a kind of a discussion question to kind of just break the ice. So, I've been seeing a lot. So we're getting close to the end of the year. Christmas is.
Wait. Before you do this, can I just say?
Yes.
Last week's guest, man, those guys are amazing.
Yes.
So I went back on Spotify and listen. I think it was Spotify. It's linked up to the IG, and dude, awesome, amazing.
Yeah, dude.
So
shout out to.
I just want to say that. Yeah. Before we go any farther, but go ahead. Sorry.
I appreciate that. Well, shout out to the Chain Brothers, Links and Vice. Phenomenal guests.
Yes, that was a great show.
Replay of that, go check it out. Those guys are amazing.
Well, we really got to know them, and then when you listen to their music, it's like, oh, okay. Well, they're not just another hip hop artist or rapper. It's like, oh shit, I actually sat with these guys. Well, I didn't. You guys sat with them for like 2 hours, but we were here in the chat talking.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic guys, definitely. You guys should definitely see if you guys ever get them on the Skeleton's Tomb. Bring them on.
Dude, yeah, they were in the chat last night, actually. And I was like, what up?
They were in the chat earlier with Cobra Dad and Mikey TV and Toy Art Unlimited. They were in the chat as well, shouting them out and stuff. So, they're just showing everybody love, the same love that they were showing to them. So, again, shout out to the Chain Brothers.
Yeah, man.
So, for my discussion question, we're getting close. Christmas Eve is coming up. Christmas Day is coming up. We're right there to the end of 2023. We're moving on 2024. We see a lot of shows and a lot of groups picking their top 10 figures and stuff. And because we're all toy collectors, I'm kind of going to switch it up a little bit because I've asked this question before. What are your top 3 companies, toy companies of 2023? Now, there's top 3. Now, I want you to only tell me why you pick whatever your number 1 is. I want to know why you picked number 1. You could probably, if you want to tell me why you picked 2 and 3, that's okay. But I really want to know why whatever lands on number 1 is number 1. So I'll start backwards. I'm gonna start with 3. So number 3 for me, I'm gonna say Mezco. Mezco is my number 3 of the year. Only reason I say Mezco is because I was really, really happy that they were pumping out figures and stuff like that. But also, too, I am a big fan of that Texas Chainsaw Massacre Mezco figure. I think, to me personally, that is like a solid horror figure. I think, to me, it's, in my opinion, is the superior horror figure, from Mezco right now. I love all of them. I love the Michael Myers, but I didn't like it as much as I love the NECA one. The Jason was really good. The Freddy I don't own, but I want to own at some point. But I feel like with the blood accessories and then the batteries that make the chainsaw sound, and then all that, how you could switch the outfits and have 3 different outfits. I thought it was amazing. So Mezco, I would say, is my number 3 because they've had a lot. Second for me would be NECA because it's obvious. I love NECA. NECA's been pumping out great shit from since a while. They've been killing it with the turtle line. They do great with the horror line. They've been throwing a lot of curveballs like that. Murphy, that battle damage Murphy they got coming out for the RoboCop line with the blown off hand, blown off arm, that shit right there is off the hook. But more importantly, that fucking turtle van. If you guys haven't seen the turtle van, that thing is beautiful. I seen it in person, and NECA was selling it at I seen it in person, and it's beautiful. So that's definitely amazing. NECA. Now
he bought 3 of them. He bought 3 of them at ToyCon.
I wish I bought 3. Now, my number one.
I bet you I know who it is.
My number 1 has to be the Godfather himself, Mr. Toddy Mac. Toddy Mac.
Oh man,
number 1.
I did not know. I guess I didn't know.
Toddy Mac, and I know some people are cringing. Todd McFarlane, to me, is the MVP of this year, and the reason I say that is because he got so much shit about the toys and stuff, but then he started listening, started pumping toys with different head sculpts, extra hands. He started giving you characters that are not just Batman. Yeah, he had a lot of Batman, a lot of Superman. He's been giving you different characters. He gave you Wonder Woman, but more importantly, he gave you the Batmobile before anybody. When the whole Ghost Rider car was like it bombed and nobody else had any car, then you had all these other people like promoting these 112 cars and they were gonna do all these cars. Toddy Mac gave you the fucking Batmobile and he gave it to you at a great fucking price.
Yeah,
so
I love that because everybody else's vehicles were failing, and he's like, "You guys want fucking vehicles? Fuck you, have it. Here's a fucking Batmobile. Here's another fucking Batmobile.
So
here's a fucking Bat Plane too, you son of a bitch."
Definitely. So shout out to definitely Toddy Mac is my number one. McFarlane Toys is definitely my number one, even over NECA. Like as crazy as that sounds, I love NECA, but I feel like NECA's been pumping out stuff for a while. McFarlane is like, you see, to me, in my opinion, he's been improving as he goes. And again, he has so much more in store. So you never know what he's going to come out. Like he dropped that Wonder Woman. He's got all these new figures. He's been
Firestorm, Hawkman. Yeah, I'll save mine. Sorry.
Yeah. So say what you want. Say what, like for the people, I understand some people are like cringing or whatever. Say what you want, but that's my opinion. Because I even put NECA at number 2 because I feel, again, I got to give credit where credit's due. Toddy Mac he's been fucking killing it, man. He's been pumping them out. You don't have to wait 3 years for them. You don't have to wait a year for them. No, them shits are there and within close to a month or not even. They're already coming out. People have them in store. So,
Wentzillah. Fucking bet. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
You go. You go. Go ahead.
Right, I was gonna say I ordered the Batman and Robin wave, and I paid for it on Thanksgiving, and I got it in the mail already. Like he don't make you wait. That's all I was gonna add.
Okay. So now
that's all I was gonna add.
That's all you were gonna add
to what you said about not making us wait.
Yeah. So, Wentzillah, top 3 companies of the year for you.
For me, that I bought, would be, I would say McFarlane at 3.
Okay.
Vintage Collection at 2, and then Joy Toy at 1, just for customizable stuff. I like McFarlane for 3 because I can pull it out of the box and take a picture. I don't have to do anything because the details there. The paints are usually pretty spot on, especially if it's gold label or whatever type of pack that they're in. The extra bullshit packs, I can, and they're easy to customize. I love customizing McFarlane because it's so damn easy. So then for number 2, for Vintage Collection, I just like the way that they look, man. Like their detail is really, I mean, I collect Hot Toys also, so I know what detail looks like, but mostly Star Wars 2 is what I have for Hot Toys. But I think as far as like detail and then building a scene and stuff, and with world building, for me, it works out the best for me because the detail is insane. They put soft goods where they need to be. And then Joy Toy at number 1, just because they're coming out with some crazy stuff. And I'm not really into the Warhammer stuff. I have about 10 Space Wolves, and then I got a really cool ship from a friend, Rad Toys, who printed one off for me, this crazy plane that I'm working on. So so that's my number 1. I just like, because again, customizability, you know what I mean? And I could take them right out of the package. If you guys ever check out Amrak Spot, my 118 page, it's all like in my world building. So, but I can take stuff off the package and just take a shot. You know, it's really hard to do that with like some of the lines. I would say like the basic lines, like Legends and stuff. But McFarlane's a basic line for the $30 mark, and they're really great. Some of the stuff that I also like to customize and mix with the Legends, though. I guess these aren't in the top 3, but they're close. The Joes are pretty cool as far as customizing. I don't collect Joes. I don't know nothing about Joes, but I do like to use them for customs. So they have tons of weapons, hands, accessories, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
they come with a lot of accessories.
Awesome.
And I love, I like pick up $10 figures at Ollie's and shit. Like, why not?
That's what's up, man. Unworthy, top 3 of the
year.
So
I will say, firstly, I want to thank you so much, Danny, for putting Uncle Todd at number 1. That was I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting for you to say 4 Horsemen. Honestly,
no,
I was with the 4 Horsemen stroking you've been going with lately. I was like, he is going to say 4 Horsemen Studios.
Stroking the shit out of I couldn't.
But thank you for that, and also to kind of piggyback off what Wentzillah said. I want so badly to say G.I. Joes only for Hasbro because the G.I. Joes have been killing it this year. But Hasbro as a company has been such a shit show and such a bunch of fucking losers lately.
Dude, but that's what I don't get. So like how are the vintage collection? How is vintage collection better than Black Series? And I'm not saying articulation because obviously they're different because they're different scales when it comes to Hasbro. But like, why is the vintage collection so much better than the 6-inch? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I know they're different teams and shit, and that team's been there for fucking ever doing the 3 3/4 stuff.
They're the original team,
You know, I don't know. But yeah, but sorry, go ahead, Hasbro. I do like some stuff from Hasbro, obviously.
Yeah, I won't put Hasbro up there anymore. Last year, if you watched my fucking top 10, like it was almost all Hasbro fucking toys last year. And like all the figures, and then for some reason from January on, they just went like ass up, face down, and like fucking they've been terrible. So I won't put Hasbro on my list at all. But so for number 3 for me, and this might come from out of left field because I've only got one figure from them, but I want to get all of them, and that's Spiro, the Animal Warriors. Those fucking things are so cool. I want to get more of them. The detail that they put into them. I got to talk with the dudes at Legions Con, and they're a great company. So I'm going to put Spiro at number 3 for me. Number 2 would be NECA, I guess, for myself, only because it's like one of the only other main lines that I collected this year. And then if you thought it was going to be anybody but Todd McFarlane at number 1,
fucking wrong.
You were fucking wrong. You're watching the wrong damn show. It's Todd McFarlane all day, every day. That dude has given you everything that you have complained about. He puts out just Batman and Superman. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to put out Batmans and Superman still, but I'm going to give you Hawkman. I'm going to give you Firestorm. I'm going to give you Animal Man. Who the fuck asked for Animal Man?
I asked
Who asked for Wave
Rider? I did.
What about
Sinestro? Come on.
The Captain Carrot guy that's coming out next year or this year, whatever.
Exactly. Every complaint people had about Todd McFarlane, he answered it, and he gave you forward movement in spades. The only thing that I will say is I do wish that he would continue with the fucking soft good capes. It's proven. He's proven that he can do it. 100%. He should do it for all of them. You're still not going to convince me that those big ass rubbery capes are easier and cheaper to make than fabric. You're not going to convince me of it. But I will say, after opening that Batman and Robin wave, they've still got the hard capes, but they're a much softer rubber, and they're much easier to bend. And like if you put Batman or Robin like down in squatting positions, like it actually will start to settle around them and shit. So like, but still, it could be fucking soft goods. That's the only thing I'll complain about.
I will say that I was collecting when he first started, and again, I always said that, you know, he was only like a year in, or maybe close to 2 years in, so he's pumping toys out, he's seeing what works, what doesn't work. But I agree with you 100%. Like, I feel like, and that's the reason why I said he's my number 1, because I went based on like the changes they've made, the improvements, the different things they've added. Like the fact that they gave you a fucking Batmobile, like that right there.
A Batmobile, a Batwing, and he's still pumping out the Batman 66 wave. He's put out a fucking boat. He's put out the helicopter. He's put out the motorcycle, the Batmobile. He's giving you everything that you fucking want, people.
Fucking Adam West is in heaven right now, smiling at Todd McFarlane right now. All right, and if that does not put a smile on your face, then shit, then you're worse than the Grinches.
And Piggy,
people aren't going to convince me anymore that McFarlane sucks. So you're not. Go fucking pound salt up your ass. You're not going to convince me that McFarlane sucks.
I know, man. I've been posed him since day one. I have had my issues, my love and hate with them. I've sold off my collection twice of McFarlane and bought them back, but now I'm just sticking with it. I know what I like now from McFarlane, but. Piggybacking off of what Unworthy was saying, for Spiro Toys, another Kickstarter, man, Morphonauts. I mean, I didn't get the actual factory stuff yet, but as far as like the stuff, I got the stuff from the factory, but not the finals. But it was a lot of fun working with.
Are on BTS.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun working with those, and painting all of them and everything, and a lot of fun. So I mean, shout out to him for being a 3D resin printer. Sculptor, all the stuff that Bo does behind the scenes is insane. So it got funded, So it's amazing. But yeah, that was one of my top things this year that I got to do. So that was a lot of fun.
I had a couple of memorable mentions for this type 3, but before I say the memorable mentions, I'm gonna go back to the chat. So we got a couple of shout outs. Toy Arnold says Wentzillah. Rowdy says we got on sleeves. Yes, we do. AB shouting you out. Merry Christmas, Paul. Merry Christmas, Vico, always. And then we got a couple other people here. Heck, we got this Chain Bros. What's up? Heck, how you doing, man? What's up? What's up? Welcome. We got our homie Skelly in the house.
Skelly.
What's up, Skelly? What's up? What's up? We got our
Rowdy brother,
Clintastic. What's up, dude?
What's up, Clint?
D Blake makes. Hey, if nobody's following D Blake makes, shout out to D Blake makes. He makes phenomenal signs for your details, for your things. I have picked these up during ToyCon. I got a Halloween one. I got the screen version, and this is my go-to one. I have the thing sign that the LED light, and it lights up. So listen, shout out to D Blake. Go give him a follow, definitely, because he makes amazing signs. He's an awesome guy. Shout out to D Blake. Awesome. What else we got here? Roll collects. We got Mikey in the house. What's up, Mikey? Welcome, Mikey.
What's up, Mikey?
Shoot, Mikey. What's up, dude?
Shoot.
All right. So
Shoot and I had an awesome collab yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Check that shit out. His Death in the Family cover recreation. What a fucking picture that is. What an amazing shot.
Yeah. I would say I think your best collab was the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern one that you did. That was
a very good
phenomenal, dude. Dude, you killed it.
That's a shameless plug there, and I like it.
What?
Shameless plug, and I love it. I love it. No, but
the collabness has been a lot of fun. Yeah. So
no, absolutely. If you guys check us out, go back. For everybody that hasn't watched, have been checking out the collab for the whole month of December. Go back and check out some of these photos. These photos are fucking dope. Like everybody's.
Yeah, you can go. If you go to my page, right in the pinned stories, there's the collabmas thing. Is the first thing on the pinned story highlights. You can catch all the fucking reels from each day.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to the toys. Two memorable mentions that I've had, and there are reasons why I didn't put up. One is Jada Toys. Jada Toys, Street Fighter. I don't collect. I try to stick with horror stuff, but like Jada Toys with those Street Fighter figures, they've been like phenomenal. They're awesome, and I can't wait. I'm gonna collect the entire line. Like I love them. The only reason I didn't put them in the list is because they've only released 4 maybe, or I mean there was a Paul Mart exclusive one which was like a grayish Ryu, and then there was the evil Ryu that they were evil Ryu, and then the Chun-Li, the regular version of Ryu, and then it was Fei Long, right? So these are the only ones. So there hasn't been many of them out yet, so I really can't put them in a category as of right now. But they are great. They are phenomenal. Like if you don't, and also to the price point, you're paying $25 fucking for a figure rather than. I mean, although Storm is doing them too, like you got to compare.
I don't know. I think they're better than. I think they're better than Storm because Storm is just so oversized.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Storm are great and all. Don't get me wrong. Storm are great, but
I think they're different, right?
For 88 figs. What's up, homie?
The price point is way different.
The price point, yeah. But if you're a sizist like I am, like I've got a couple Storm that I don't really shoot anything with them because they're so much fucking bigger than everything else.
You think so? I thought that like their Justice not Justice League, but their Injustice stuff. Yeah. I thought that scaled really well with my McFarlane stuff. But
I'm upset about that line not expanding because they showcased at New York Comic Con that they were going to release the Batman, they were going to release the Superman, and I forgot who the other character was, but like I wanted that whole entire line to expand. Like I was hoping because. I think the Lobo is dope. The Dark Side is amazing. The fucking
Swamp Thing. Didn't they do Swamp Thing?
No, they never.
Ares.
They never did Ares and then Doomsday. Those are the ones I believe they're the only ones that came out. But like, I'm a little upset that they didn't I don't know if they lost the licensing because maybe McFarlane is doing them now, and but again,
maybe.
it's like it made us like it might have been something like I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, I remember when they were rolling those out, they had teased that they were going to do Black Manta, Black Canary, and then they had like a little teaser with the Ninja Turtles because the Ninja Turtles were in the Injustice 2 game. So they teased that, but then I don't even think they did any final mock-ups or anything of that because it kind of when that line died, you didn't hear nothing about it again.
Yeah, no, I agree. My second memorable mention I'm gonna say is 5K Toys, and I know there are a bunch of companies, but 5K Toys have been producing a lot of figures that a lot of companies don't have the licensing for, although they call them something else. Like you got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, you got a bunch of other shit. Like they've just been pumping out a lot of great. I know they got a Leon from the Resident Evil. I know First Strike took an awesome photo of that one. Like
so is Beast Kingdom part of 5K, or is that their own? Is that separate?
No, Beast Kingdom's their own thing.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was all, but I have the the Joker, one of the laughing.
No, they've been pumping out a lot of figures too. Like they've been having a lot, and I'm only going based on like a lot of like the photography that I've been seeing. Like I've been seeing from the photography that I've been seeing a lot of like McFarlane shots. I've been seeing a lot of NECA shots, a lot of Mezco shots, a lot of 5K Toys. 5K Toys is definitely a memorable mention. And the only reason it's a memorable mention for me, again, this is just my list, is because I don't buy 5K Toys like that. I don't.
Right.
I like them. I just don't buy them. I only own two of them. I own the liquor from, it's called the Evolve or some shit. It's the liquor from Resident Evil, and I own one of the zombies. Those are the only ones I've ever owned from them. I don't own any others.
Yeah, and the liquor broke, didn't it?
Yeah, it came in broken, so it kind of was like a deal breaker for me. So I was like, fuck, I really wanted this, but then they were nice enough to send another piece to kind of like adjust it. Again, some of the plastic is different from like some of the other companies, but again, like overall, like it comes with soft goods, so it's kind of like buying Mezco in a way. They come with a shit ton of accessories sometimes. Like that's one of the things. That was another question of mine that I want to ask you guys. It's like, how do you guys feel about like when you hear criticisms about a company, right? More like, for example, Todd McFarlane gets a lot of shit for the stuff he do, but other companies
do my feelings about that.
But again, a lot of companies do the same exact thing. Like I hear a lot of arguments about, companies using the same molds or companies not giving you this or not giving you that. But I feel like as a whole, they all do kind of the same thing. Perfect example. I own fucking Hot Toys that are $200 to $300, and there's no reason why I'm paying for a $200-$300 Hot Toy that I can't put in a dynamic pose. And I'm talking about the Spider-Man from Homecoming. When I first bought that figure, I watched the reviews. Every single fucking review that I watched of that figure, they always said, don't keep your Spider-Man in a dynamic pose for too long because the fabric stretches. I'm like, why the fuck am I even going to take them out the box then? There is no reason why.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You can't really say too much about your Hot Toys not being in dynamic poses because you've only ever taken one out the box.
Two at that. I think it's out of fear. Two. I've only taken two of them out. But
man, what are you doing?
I am the worst Hot Toy. Exactly. I am the worst Hot Toy collector. I
have every single one out of. Well, I got one still that I haven't opened, but yeah.
I'm gonna give you my reasons, and then I'm gonna let you guys answer. My reasons are this: one, I have no space for them. Two, I'm afraid if I lose,
I gotta believe. I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta believe you've got space for them. If you've got space for those motherfuckers in their giant boxes, then you've got space for them outside the boxes.
I don't. Well, let me be honest. I don't have space for them. Only the other motherfuckers in the giant box I have space for. Only space for those, not them. But like, I'm afraid of even losing like an arm or like not a hand or even a gun or something, because I feel like if I lose that, I'm losing like $100. Like if you lose one of those pieces, like fuck, I just lost $100 right there. So you got to be very, very careful with it. But if you watch the reviews on a lot of the older ones, I don't know if they've changed the fabric or anything, but again, they even have fucking QC problems. You know what I'm saying? So going back to my question, how do you guys feel about that? And like, as far as like companies that you love getting a lot of shit, and like overall, like companies doing the same shit and not, how do you guys feel? More importantly, how do you handle that? That
I mean, you seen the story I posted yesterday with the dude that was like warming up. He's like, "What do you mean you don't like McFarlane toys?" I don't listen. I don't really let the criticisms bother me too much until it's like, with McFarlane, especially people criticize and I just like ignore it for the most part. But it's when people start criticizing McFarlane and then they're, in a way, they're like being elitist and they're like down, like discrediting us that like them and collect them and buy them because they don't like them, so now we're shitty because we do like them and we collect them. Like, so that's what I do kind of get. That's when I kind of get out my soapbox and
that's when the moonshine
comes out, and I get on the microphone and I'm like, let me tell you motherfuckers something about McFarlane toys. But I don't really care. I don't really care too much about people's criticism because there's plenty of toy lines that I don't like and I could care less about and I don't give a shit about. But I don't bash them because people like them. If you like it and you're happy, then I'm happy for you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Keep your mouth shut, basically.
Don't talk to me about it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you don't like Batman. Okay, you know what? I don't like fucking Deadpool. You guys buy Deadpool figures like they're going out of style. Every damn Deadpool figure that comes out, but you're gonna complain about McFarlane putting out every single Batman. Like, get fucked.
Oh, unworthy. Wentzillah's looking like, damn, I have like 15 Deadpools right now.
No, I don't. I only have one. So.
Wentzillah, how do you handle that?
No, I was thinking when he was saying Deadpool, I was thinking Luke Skywalker, but I mean, it's all the same.
Hey, that's true.
So we got him in his Bespin outfit.
Like his Christmas outfit, Thanksgiving,
his X-wing suit, and his snow. When he's in the snow thing, those are different. So, but yeah, the same but different. One's white boots, one's black boots. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I don't really.
That's
same
when
as
you
unworthy.
Got to pull your monocle out and be like, oh, excuse me, but they're fucking different, asshole.
Yeah, no, they are. Man, the snow speeder and the X-wing suit look a lot alike, but a lot different. So, but yeah, for me, I don't really like. Same as unworthy, I don't give a shit about what people say. I've never cared. It's always been what can I work with, and I like when other people buy other brands because I like to see what they do with that. Like, but those I've been through a Mezco thing. I've been through Mythic Legions. I've been through all this stuff because I've been, at it for a bit, and I'm assuming they've all gotten better. Like, I know that they have. Like, I can tell in the photos that people are taking, but I don't need to dive back into it because other people do it so well. Like Deadman, for instance, Skelly, for instance, they get a lot of the stuff that I don't get, and they still get different stuff than one another. So it's kind of cool to have those people around you where you can appreciate those things through their eyes, through their lens. You know what I mean? And they do a really good job with collecting those. So I just try to live like. My shit is so like I'm picking up old shit and opening up stuff on my Monday show. I just opened up like the Batman from the Endless Winter shit, like all these fucking guys because they're $10, man. So I was like, I'm not gonna let all this like that's how we did the show on Mondays. Like I just want to open shit. Like I don't care if it's new, if it's hot, if it's because when I first started YouTube, like I want to say was like 5-6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I started. I'm on my third YouTube now, but my first one, I was like, I'm gonna be a review guy and chase all the new toys and be that guy. I was like, this is fucking exhausting, man. I had anxiety. I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna do tutorials. So that's where I kind of landed on. It was like tutorials because everyone kept so much stuff so close to the chest. But for me, I don't care what people say. They can shit on whatever because no matter what you do, people are gonna shit on it. Same with movies and stuff, man. I love all movies.
I agree. Like I am definitely one of those people who like perfect example. And I know the Hoodcast guys, I know they're gonna probably shit on me for this. So I've been like all in on like when the Jacob Marley came out with the from Four Horsemen, like I was all in on that shit. Like I bought 2 of that I have another one because that's how much I like. Again, it was up my alley. It was like horror based and I loved it. But like I ended up buying like all the other ones as well. Like again, like I'm one of those people like even if I like NECA and horror NECA figures or whatever, like I try to venture out to see and experience what everybody else likes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to see what it is. Again, I've experienced.
What's the Mythic Legion Clay? Is it Clavius? Is that who the
I don't have no idea who Clitoris is.
But
He's
so that was
never
my
found Clitoris.
I know what that is, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that was my favorite figure, and I was like, well, I was selling everything to go down to 118 a few years back, and I was like, I want to remake him though, and I saw that Hacks had the possibility there, Boss Fight Studios, their line Vitruvian Hacks, and I was like, I want to make that. And then like Quixis from the Spartacus show on Showtime, who was also Deathstroke. I always forget his name, Manu Bennett. It was like it kind of looks like his character too. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. So I got like this mixture of the two. But yeah, I appreciate Four Horsemen, man. Like I really do.
No, I appreciate a lot of lines. Like I know one of, and I'm probably like telling one of my top 10 figures, but one of my top 10 figures is definitely that McFarlane Supergirl that came out with the soft goods. When I popped that fucking figure, I don't know if you saw her. It's the Supergirl for McFarlane. It has like a soft
it's the gold label Target exclusive.
It's crazy because I purchased her, but the exclusive one was there, which was the TV, the CW version, like outfit. It was.
I didn't know that.
It was two versions, so I kind of left it because again, I stopped collecting them, and I really wasn't chasing after them that way. So then I know Worthy was like, "Dude, you probably should go back and get it," because
he called me. He was on his way home. He was like, "They had the Chase one too." I was like, "Did you get that one?" He's like, "No." I go, "Turn around! What are you doing? Turn around!"
That shit is fucking long. That shit is long fucking gone. But like, even that, like, even just pulling that figure out and posing her, even having the soft goods, being able to like pose her around and stuff like it. I mean, yeah, the skirt kind of hinders a little bit of the articulation with the legs and stuff.
I cut up her hip.
Yeah,
I cut the skirt up her hip so that her thighs can get a little bit more movement. Only downside is that it shows off that her leg is not skin tone like it should be. Skin tone from the knee up, but it's all red.
But even that, like little things like that, like don't bother me. Like I'm okay with that because I know they're trying to. I know they did the whole thing with the guns where they're trying to like.
Now that I know how fucking easy they are to paint and customize, like
exactly. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder what the fuck you did, man. I thought that was a custom, but you didn't put that in the tags as custom or nothing, man.
Well, no, because I got another collab coming up that's going to be focusing on custom figures, and I have a different one that I did that I'm doing. So I didn't want to steal the thunder for that one, but like
but you could have hashtag custom McFarlane, and you would have got some people that are customized being like, "Oh shit!" Because I was like, "When the fuck did that?" Because I know you always get like exclusive gold label shit, like that zombie fucking Green Lantern. I didn't even see it, and you had it like 3 weeks before I even saw it online, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I didn't know where that shit is. Like
This was actually just the Project Superman from the Flashpoint. It's his upper and head that I painted, and then the legs from Grifter. Because I got two Grifters because the one Grifter broke his hand.
And because they're $3, so why not? They have great bodies.
Exactly.
So and what's even these things take the paint so well. Like this is just the skin color of him is just the Vallejo primer. Like it's just primer. It's not even paint.
It kind of reminds me of the Joker from R.I.P. Remember the Joker from R.I.P. had that big ass dragon tattoo on its back, and he had like the cut tongue and shit. Like it kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
You know what I always do on my Jokers though? Like if you want to take some of that paint and put it on his fingertips, so it looks like he put that shit on himself. Like
that's a good.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little touch that no one really ever looks at, but I always do it on like all the Jokers and stuff, just because who else is putting that on? You know what I mean? Or what happens if they're like, "Oh, it's in my eye" or some shit, like, and no one catches it in the photo unless they do, and then when they do, it's like, oh. But
with him, I actually because I broke the wrist pins trying to get him out of the Project Superman. So these are actually the hands off of I think it's the Flashpoint Aquaman actually.
Oh, okay.
So nice. I just painted him. I just like gave him a dusting of green paint. So
man, I thought you said you couldn't paint. What are you talking about?
This was the first one. Well, this is the second one that I've completed. The first one is going to be in a showcase on a collab. So like I can't really show that one off yet. But
yeah, because everyone's gonna snitch you out if you show it off, bro. They're gonna beat you to it, bro.
No, it's because it's for a collab. I'm just holding on.
All right.
Vico says he get a dragon tattoo from the 50 cent vending machine and add a gloss to seal and make it last. Okay, that's a good idea.
Well, so that one, I'm probably at some point I'm going to put the Jared Leto tattoos. Other than the one on the face, I'm going to put the haha tattoos and shit.
Okay.
And like, I'm not going to put the one on his face because that's going to be way too small. There was really no details in this that was small. That's why I was able to paint that one. The lips, I fucking smeared the paint on and then just kept on going over the rest of it with the primer. And then I got like little permanent markers to do the eyes. That was like, I didn't really have to do too much small detail stuff on that one.
It came out great.
You're gonna have to get Nick for that. You can't use markers on your shit, man. Like, no, I was playing.
It worked.
No, man. When people started using like paint markers and shit back in the day, I was like, man, that's not customizing. Blah blah, it's bullshit. And now I'm like, I got like my gold out. I'm like shaking my fucking. Like, this is great. It's so much easier. Fuck. Like.
Well, Wentzillah, that's a perfect segue. You do customization. You do your own custom. So how did that start for you? Like, was it something like you just watched somebody do it and were like, oh, I'm gonna try that, or was it something like you decided to do on your own?
I mean,
were you already like artistically inclined?
Yeah.
Basically?
Do you like were you tagging walls and shit?
So you want me to start from the beginning? All right. So I started off
in the beginning.
All right.
You gotta say in the beginning.
It was June of 2013. No, I think it was though. No, like 2015, 16, something like that. I went to go to Comic-Con. I've never been to one. I'm gonna go through this really fast. So I've never been to one. So I went to my first one in Michigan, and I was like, I want to meet the Green Ranger. Like, I had no idea what the fuck I was. I had like $50 with me and shit. Like, I did not know what a Comic-Con was, obviously, because I walked in this bitch with $50. And I got my best friend from work. She was like, I'll go with you. She's like, I don't got shit to do. I think it'd be fun. I was like, oh, sweet. So went to it. I got in line, and that was the day that I met Francis, man, and it changed my entire life, man. That's his like it was like his handler at the time, his right hand. And I came up to her, I was like, yeah, I just want to get a picture with him and get something signed. And she's like, all right, that'll be like $85 or whatever the fuck. And I was like, yeah, I got $50. And she's like, I'm gonna hook you up and blah, blah. And like, she was so nice to me, so kind to me. He was so nice, and, obviously, but that it really worked out. And ever since that day, I started collecting and stuff. I was like, oh, I need to get a dragon dagger. I need to get this. So then I started doing one-on-one props, and that's when the customizing started. So I started doing one-on-one props. Then I started doing action figures, and then I started just collecting action figures. Then I started linking up with dudes on Facebook and all the Facebook groups and stuff, and the forums and shit like that. I started doing customizing and stuff. And then it was all 112 strictly because that's the sexy scale, right? 112. And then went into 118, and I've never really done any 1/6 customs at all. Like, I've never really touched them. I guess I did on Spider-Man. I swapped out his neck to put a head on there. But yeah, I've never done anything 1/6, but 112 and then 118. And then I got into world building, and that's a whole nother animal, a whole nother beast. And then I just continue to do, I guess, 110 and 112 customs. But yeah, it all started from meeting Francis, and then I've linked up with them a few times since then, and I've made a morpher for her. I've made actually 2 morphers for her. Made a couple for JDF. And then like we're at one of the events, and he gave me his phone. He's like, here you go, just put this on Instagram, tag yourself, blah blah. And I was like, sitting there with so I'm sitting there with JDF's phone. I'm like fucking shaking like a motherfucker, dude. I was like, I forgot to tag myself. That's how fucking nervous I was, man. It was when my IG was like beginning. So like a couple hundred people on there, maybe liking my stuff. And then and then I got into cosplay too. But so I linked up with them a lot more because we're at more events together and stuff. But it was really cool. And I was like, what if like at this point in time, like at the time, I was like, what if Saban texts me like, hey man, we're greenlighting the Green Ranger project, and I'm holding his phone, bro. Like that would have been so dope. Like,
dope, man. Right?
But yeah, it was really nice of him.
Forget his dragon sword. You were holding his fucking phone, right? Like, forget
man.
else. So
well, anytime I gave him something, man, he was over the moon about it, and he didn't have to be, he made you feel special, and that's fucking
Absolutely.
cool.
I agree.
He was
definitely
even on the last day, like he was like that.
No, absolutely. I agree. Cause I've said this story before where he at New York Comic Con, we were in line to meet Stephen Amell. That's when the Arrow show was like hot, like it was like on fire. And that was I believe it was I was season 2, you had Deathstroke and you just mentioned him too. So it was hot. So I remember waiting in line for Stephen Amell. Hulk Hogan was on my right, and then Jason David Frank was on my left side. And so Stephen
You're just
Amell
like fuck it. You're like this the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
just rock hard, dude. Like fuck.
Wow, yeah, right there. I'm like, fuck yeah. So Stephen Amell went ahead and took a break because he was a bit silent. So I was like, oh fuck, he's taking a break and shit. So then Hulk Hogan is there and he's with Jimmy Hart and shit. So Jason David Frank comes out and he's fucking hyping everybody. He's not just hyping his lineup. He's hyping Stephen Amell's lineup. He's hyping.
I bet you his line was longer than both theirs too.
Hulk Hogan was so fucking aggravated with him because he was like, "Let's do the wave." Then he started doing all this. He started doing the Jey Uso shit, and he was like, "I fucking love you guys." He was like jumping in the fucking crowd, and the whole time I'm holding.
Hulk Hogan's like, "I don't know about this guy, brother."
I'm holding on to my picture that I want to get signed, and the whole time I was like, fuck Stephen Amell. I'm about to go to Jason David Frank. I want to go in his line. But I agree with you. Like, I agree with you. He was one of those guys that when I've had the experience, I didn't really get to talk to him. I've seen him. But I will say that he was one of those people that he was past. He was like, no, to him, I felt like he walked like, hey, I'm no celebrity. I'm just like you guys. So he would walk the show floors and like, he just had like his girlfriend or friends with him. He didn't have no security or anybody. He's like walking.
No. He didn't need security. He was a real badass.
Exactly. Like
who's gonna start shit with him?
Nobody. But like he would like mingle with the crowd. He would talk to people. He walked the show floors.
Somebody starts getting lippy with him. He'll just hit that. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a time once where he went to a vendor. And like the vendor was like trying to sell him a Green Ranger figure for like hella money. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? I am the Green Ranger. What are you talking about? So it was fucking fun. But I agree with you 100%. Like Jason David Frank, like out of experience out in cons, he was that guy. He was the guy that kind of just mingled with everybody and not act like uptight. Cause we've had experiences like with running up to like celebrities and say, hey, can I get there? And they're like, oh, not right now. Or they'll just ignore you and shit. So not him. Jason David Frank wasn't like
dude.
that.
And like the first time I met him, I was like, I know this is gonna sound weird. I was like, can you take off your coat so we both have our tattoos out in the shot? And he was like, I've never had another man ask me to take my clothes off, but hell yeah, man. And the whole line just started like was just laughing, dude. Like
he was like, sir, I meant your coat, not your pants. Your coat.
It was like, and that just made everyone, because I was so fucking nervous to ask him to take his coat out. Like that's weird, man. But he understood what I was trying to say, so we could both be like, like all fucking
that's what's up, man. That's a beautiful experience, man. Now, my next question to you, because again, I've spoken to you online before, but I really want to get to know who Wentzillah is. Now, growing up, what toys were you collecting growing up?
Dude, everything.
I thought he was gonna say, growing up, what was your favorite subject in school?
And why was it sex education?
Actually, I got a good grade in that class. But I don't do well in many classes, bro.
I failed the whole condom part. I failed that one. So many.
Yeah, well, obviously. For me, man, Jurassic Park. I always said Jurassic Park. My cousin. So we were like I didn't know I was poor, so I didn't know that, so I didn't realize, so I get my allowance and I go to Walmart, you know what I mean, on the weekend and get like, I had like $10, I think. So I think you get like 2 figures at the time, but the flip heads were popular. Like the Zeo Zords, all the Zords and stuff. Toys R Us had like cool like weapons, and I think that Jurassic Park for sure, because my cousin had a lot of figures and I had like some of the stuff, and I'd bring him to his house, but he would have like the command center and shit. Like he would have all the big shit. So I got the Jurassic Park, like the one with the fence and shit. And I was like the actual play set. And I was like, oh shit. Awesome. Like I thought I was cool. my cousin's like, "Can I come over and play with your playset?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like, it was cool. So I finally had something like, and yeah, it was all like 5-inch or 5.5 inch, whatever it was at the time. But yeah, I didn't care if it scaled at the time. Like, I had Rangers with the, it made sense.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs and Rangers, and it all just worked.
It just meant,
And still, man, like whenever a Power Ranger Dino season comes out, I'm in it. Like, I don't care if I'm almost 40. Like, I'm gonna watch it. Like, I don't give a shit, man.
Dude, so, you said Jurassic Park, and I kind of want to I wish I was like in storage taking everything out because I still own the watch they were giving out. Remember they were selling the watches back in the day? I still own one of the watches. And even the collector cups. I remember the first movie came out. Dude, I was like we used to live like near like this highway. So it was like a big ass hill and it was the highway, but there was this big wooden wall kind of stopping where the highway was. So we would go in there and pretend to play like dinosaurs. Like, so we would always, all the little kids were the raptors and all the bigger kids were like the T-Rexes. That's how I learned about the birds. That's how I learned about the birds and the bees at the time. So no, but it was fun as shit. But I agree. Jurassic Park, when that movie came out, like even with like the CG at the time, right? Like the CG.
Dude, fuck, dude. And the water, the water moving thing, that was it's still a big deal, dude. If someone does that in a movie, you're like, that was from Jurassic. Like, I remember when Jurassic Park, like that's the first time we saw some. Ooh, like that's all it was. Like the little bit of movement. You're like, oh shit! Like, yeah, dude.
I agree. No, Jurassic Park was fucking awesome. Now, going back to like toys, what toy did you own when you were younger that you wish you still had to this day?
Oh, that's still
that's a perfect question for everybody. Like you and Worthy and everybody in the chat. Which figure did you own when you were little and you wish you had to this day? Like it was like your favorite toy. You wish you had it.
Man, I'm gonna have to think about that one for a minute.
All right, go ahead. I'll give you a few minutes.
I don't have it on my head, so go to Worthy.
I'll go first. Just kind of just say it. So one of I love the turtle line. I used to always love the turtle line, but again, those been re-releases now. Like they've been re-releasing. NECA's been doing it but even like Playmates has been re-releasing the Party Wagon, the Turtle Wagon, all the turtles from back in the day. But one line of figures that I used to love a lot was Mighty Max. I used to love the Mighty Max figures, like where it had like the little. It was like a little. It's like a little piece. It was like a little head sculpt, and then you would open and have these little miniature like fucking toys where you could kind of like
the Micro Machines, kind of
the Micro Machine kind of something. Yeah. So I used to always love the Mighty Max figures, always. So I believe I had one was like a werewolf type because I was always into like monsters. Like my mom used to always buy me like the Godzillas and shit like that. So I was always into like shows like that. Like even the Beetlejuice. Like I remember they used to sell the Beetlejuice movie toys, and I had the one where he had like the fucking the little kind of like the baby I don't know the name of it, but it was like that version where he had like the long ass hammer arms. So I own those. So like I if I could have any toy, it would definitely be the Mighty Max figures. And I've always said that I wish like a company like Super 7 or even maybe NECA that they bring a lot of nostalgia back. Like they would take on that line and kind of just give you those figures back, even if it's just like 7-inch figure of Mighty Max and like, maybe some of the monsters, the characters in the show. So figure growing up that you had it when you were younger and you wish you had it now.
We talked about this on State of the Art with Unboxing Art and Cox Create, and it was these Wizard of Oz figures. They were like little 3 3/4 inch or 3/4 inch. They were like G.I. Joe scale. They had just like 5 points of articulation, but it was like Tin Man, Scarecrow, Cowardly Lion, Dorothy, Wicked Witch, and Glinda.
Yeah.
And like I wish I still had them. I had them up to my adult age, and then my ex, when her and I split, she gave away a bunch of my shit to the fucking. I moved out and I was coming back to get my stuff. I left a lot of stuff there. She took it to the fucking pawn shop and got like $5 for like vintage comics, vintage game systems, vintage toys and shit. Like, was nasty. Did me dirty. But when we talked about that with Unboxing Art and Cox Create actually, he put me on this dude that was selling the exact ones that I'm looking for on eBay. And update on that is he had them on eBay. He wanted $80 for the set. It was still in box. It was an original in box. He wanted $80 for the set. or not $80, $60 for the set.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in there and I was looking at how long he had been selling them, and he's had them listed for 2 years. He's had them on there for 2 years, and he keeps relisting them. So I went and I was drunk when I did this. I said make an offer, so I made him an offer. I offered him 35.
Okay.
So he had him for 65, and I knew he was not going to accept that, but I was like hoping at least he'd.
As an eBay seller,
I was hoping he would count.
I mean, come on, you've been there for 2 years. Come on, you got to let him go.
When I offered him 35, I was hoping he'd go from 65 to maybe 50, 45.
Yeah, what do you do? 63.50.
So he came down to 60. So I was like, okay. So I counter offered that and said 45.
Okay.
And then he counter offered that 60. I was like, okay. So he went back up. So then finally he goes, he messaged me directly. He goes, so do you want these? I go, I'll give you $50 for them. He goes, you'll give me $65 for them. And he goes,
so no.
I go, you've had him on here for 2 years. You've been trying to sell him for 2 years. I've got to be the only person that has ever inquired.
That's not going to help you get the sale, bro.
You're right, because they blocked me.
No, listen, time to fuck on. That's it. Listen, that's his. Unworthy. I'm with you on this one. That's his fucking loss. Because I've sold shit online, and there's times where I'm like, if it's not fucking selling, at some point it's gonna be like, all right, I gotta drop the price because 2 fucking years and come on, it's like,
hey man, there's a difference between trying to sell shit and then having your shit up on eBay. If it's on eBay, you're not trying to sell your shit. Like you're really not.
So I think really the biggest reason that he blocked me, not only because I was haggling him, but he goes, these are mint in box. He goes, the box is a little damaged. He goes, but they're mint. They're in the original box. Yeah. I go, I don't give a fuck about the box. I'm going to take them out. I think that probably is what did it. He's like, you're gonna what?
I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh man,
he's probably he's on Reddit message boards going to block unworthy customs 607 on eBay. This fucking guy's gonna open his toys. This scumbag's gonna open his toys.
Wait, I'm glad you said that because I definitely got a message from eBay saying block unworthy. I'm like, wait, I know that guy.
Unworthy 607 on eBay. Block him. He opens his toys. This animal.
Damn, 2 years though. Fucking 2
years.
Hey
man, I got my Spiro stuff has been up there since I got them, so I'm not going down the price.
Well, that,
I mean,
I hear you.
And
it's honestly, I usually have my stuff with it because they give you that time. What is it, like 30-day time frame? 30 days, right? They give you for like a listing, and then you can kind of relist it. I usually go 30 days, but once I see that it's not moving and nobody's been looking at it, I usually been going into like the Facebook marketplace because usually, or even like join groups on Facebook and like that collect specific certain things, and then I'll put something out there. Usually that's where I get my luck at. That's why I strike gold. People will be like, "Oh, I've been looking for that. I want it," and we make deals like that. So, but anyways, other than that, Wentzillah, what figure you own as a kid and you wish you still had?
I would say I just saw Kaori, my buddy Kaori London. He KO Toy Box on IG. He just did Mighty Ducks, man. He had like brand new Mighty Duck, and I remember those figures. And like, dude, if it would be cool if like a company now could take those and like articulate them a little bit and like make them look a little bit more aggressive and stuff. Like that cartoon was fucking huge at the time.
Fucking
like,
dope. Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the movies and shit like just helped out. So Knuckle Puck, man. Who the fuck? Everybody did the Knuckle Puck, bro.
I remember when those figures came out, and like the same. That was around the same time like the Crash Test dummy figures were.
Yeah,
like,
dude. And then, but 5K or synthetic. The people who did synthetic humans, they were doing a run of the Crash Test dummies too. Yeah, and they're super articulate. I used one for C3PO, and I did a custom of him, and I used that body. Like it was a perfect body. So
I can't remember what the company is that I bought something because it looked sort of like a crash test dummy, but it was called the Hard Candy Man. He was like a little
I know
like a
you're
5-inch
talking
figure, super articulated. But he was like all clear plastic except for all of his joints were red, so it looked like he was like a hard candy. And like, but he came with hella fucking hands. Like he was cool. I've actually still to this day not taken a picture of him. I gotta dig that fucking thing back out and take it out of the box again.
I have a zombie. I have like a frozen zombie from that company, but yours is like what is it? 112, right? That Candyman.
It's like 5 inches though. Like he's pretty
it's
small.
The same size, yeah. Because I have like I'm trying to think of the company, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it was cool. I can't remember what the company was called, but they had a whole bunch. There was like an obsidian one.
Yeah.
It was like all black plastic or all black, like clear black plastic, and they were really cool. I can't remember what the hell the name of that company was though.
So we got a couple of answers here from the chat that some of the toys they wish they still had. Cobra Dash says he wished he still had the Masters of the Universe joints. Okay. Pretty good line. I feel like that line is kind of like similar to the Ninja Turtles, where I know it's not the originals, and
I think you'll always get them. It's like most Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joes, you'll always have new versions, but it doesn't beat the originals.
Raven says, I wish they had the original Godzilla figures. Okay. Then Clintastis says, okay, he said something. And then he said, I sent you that in a private. Okay. I don't. Clint, enlighten me. Remind me. I don't know what that was.
About blocking me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Toyota Limited says inbox collectors boggle my brain. Dude, before, I'm glad you said that because before I started like taking photos of toys, I used to
hey, real quick, you still are an inbox collector for hot toys.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you ain't changed.
Don't say when I was, because you are.
No, when I was, because when I was, I used to like I always say that when I started YouTube, I did my own like reviews, but I never reviewed my toys. Like if me and my friends had the same toy,
he'd make his friends buy them and then he'd open his friends' boxes.
I was like, buy this toy because I want to review your toy, not mine.
Hey, it works, man.
Yeah, it does. It just says trying to get out of peeps to watch on the text. Hey, much love to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Toyota says kind of missed the Silverhawks. Super 7's made the Silverhawks. Toyota Limit, how do you feel about the Super 7 versions? Because I know they made them. Deadman says I still have my Secret Wars Wolverine from Mattel. I have the whole line. So any of them that isn't, I agree. Okay. No Chewin says Hard Candy Man is Danny Stripper. You damn fucking Skippy. That's a good shirt. Thank you for that idea. I appreciate that. And then Clotas is a way man is set from Batmovie. Okay. All right.
I gotta look up that company. I can't remember what that company is called.
Now, Wentzillah, like you talked about like you did a lot of 1-to-1 scale like props, right? You said you did a lot of custom, but you like what would you say was the most difficult prop or that you've made? Which one was the most difficult one?
I would say a lot of it was like repaints and stuff. Like, I'll go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's Damn Toys. It's the same people. Gas Station Brothers. Yeah,
they're the same ones that did. Yeah, they're the ones that I'm pretty sure did the
crash test dummies.
Crash test. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved those crash test dummies were similar to the synthetic humans though, like same body style, same joint system, operating system.
Green Geek, love you, baby. But
Green Geek, what's up?
What prop?
I think a lot of the morphers were pretty easy to repaint. Like when I was doing a lot of those.
Okay.
I would say the hardest one, man, as far as weapons go and shit, it would probably be I was the White Ranger Predator. Like it was like a Predator mixed with White Ranger. And I made this huge like
we need that NECA.
Yeah. So it was like this Predator helmet and it had like the chromed out eyes. He had dreadlocks, but it was all like, and then I had like White Ranger, like kind of like a shield and stuff. But and then anyway, the sword, the Saba that I made for that was just there's so many parts to it. Like putting it together is a lot, and you know it had to work. You know I had to carry it around, so it was a huge fucking thing. So yeah, that was probably the hardest one out of all of them.
Now, what would you? Now, my next question is, what would be a dream prop, 1-to-1 prop that you would love to make in the future if you're still making them?
Oh, I don't want to make any because I think the company.
He's like, fuck that.
Yeah, dude, the companies do a way better job. So I'll take those.
I mean, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself.
Hey, man, but there's a lot of us out there that are making the morpher that just came out. I forgot the name of it, but it's like he can morph into anything. We've been we've been doing master morphers for years, man. Like I gave one to oh man, what's his name? The Red Ranger from the movie, Steve Cardenas. I gave him one like in a box with like the felt and the extra coins and all that shit. So I mean, there's Dozer Studios was out there doing it. Click Clack, which is where everyone buys their coins on eBay. I forgot their name on eBay, but Click Clack is their name on Insta. But so I mean, I like just buying this stuff. Like the last one that I bought or gifted was the First Order Riot fucking thing. So like the thing's badass, bro. I hear that. It's so cool. So I like buying them now.
You know what's crazy? It's crazy how we used to, like when we were kids, we would always have conversations on how we wish we had certain things from like shows, like Power Rangers, right? Like we wish we had like the helmets they're selling now, like even like the weapons they're selling now, or even the morphers. We never had stuff like that. Even wrestling belts. You go to WWE shop now, you can get a fucking replica belt. Back then, for me, a replica belt was you take a fucking cereal box, cut it up into a belt shape, and grab mom's fucking nail polish and write world champion on that shit. And you fucking thought you had the world title. That's what it was now. So
I can one up you. I can one up you. We would go to Joann's because my mom was a seamstress. Like, by the way, made our clothes when I was a kid. Didn't realize everyone else's clothes weren't made. Anyway, like at home, I was like, Mom, can you just put a tag in them just so I know where the back is, please? Like that's the only thing, man. I was just, but so she got some pleather, man. So she had like a yard of pleather, and she could make like 2 or 3 belts out of it, and she would make them like fit us with like the Velcro on them, man. So they're like legit, but like the front we use, like you said, cardboard to make the whatever we wanted to say, and we glue it on or whatever,
That's what's up.
But because we were choke slamming, doing elbows off the couches and shit, like just dumb shit. Like
we used to, my cousins, we used to have a bunch of fucking old Nintendo systems, and we used to take the old fucking controllers with the long fucking cables, and those were our belts.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Holy shit!
You just spray painted them gold, bro.
Holy shit!
And then, if somebody gave us a fucking stiff punch, didn't pull their punch, we'd start fucking whipping each other with the fucking cable ends.
Unworthy, I gotta see a replica of this made. Like, somebody give me Unworthy. I gotta see this made in person. Holy shit! Wow, man. So now going back, we talked about you've done the 1-to-1, the customs, right? Like, what would you say is the proudest custom that you've made? Like, I know you've dabbled into the. So, what would you say is the one? I know I'm throwing things at you, but like
out of all everything ever.
Out of everything ever, which one would you say is the one that you're like the most proud of? Like it was the one that gave you probably the hardest. It was the most challenging one, but the one that you're the most proud of. Or maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know if they're all challenging because I like the build process a lot. Like I actually don't even like painting, and people are like, we love the way you paint stuff. And I was like, I fucking hate it. So, I don't really love painting. I like the build, and I like setting this shit up, and I like shooting it when it's done. Some of my favorites. I did a McFarlane. Actually, Collector 425 actually owns it. I think. Well, he got it from me when I had it. It was armored McFarlane Batman, and then like I put Lobo's arms on it, skin toned him out, and then put a cape on him, wired cape on him, and then put some like damage in the helmet. So that was one of my top favorites. I really like doing like with the world building. We do a lot of trades between our worlds and our stations. And I did a trade with playing with 3.75. He sent me a custom in a little like a cabinet to go with the guy, like just something to put in my world. And I had sent him like this elephant who carried beer, like satchels of kegs. Like he would hold kegs on the side, and then he had like fur on them. There's some really cool stuff. I did some really cool pictures with it, but that was a lot of fun. Like that one it wasn't difficult. It was a lot going on because I gave him a droid came with it, like carrying one of the kegs. And then the main guy that was like the trooper with him had a trooper helmet. It was a death trooper with a cowboy hat on. Okay. And he had like a staff, so he was like leading the way and shit. So it was a lot of fun doing that one. Like this past year, I did that one. That was So
now I happen to have a Wentzillah custom here, if you don't mind me.
Dude, that one wasn't bad.
That thing is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I wish I could have done the chest piece a little. I would have done better on the chest piece if I could do it again. But I do love the face.
Yeah, so, it came out great.
Yeah, man.
That looks good.
That's on that Vatican's body.
That looks really
good. When you have them in hand opposed to like my pictures and stuff, they look a lot better to me in hand, than what we can do through this, like through pictures.
I don't know. I've done a couple pictures with him now, and he's one of my favorite versions of Kyle Rayner to shoot.
Yeah, man.
It kind of looks. It looks good. It looks like it's literally like something that just been that would have, and leave it up to Toddy that like wait a few months and it'll release one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could make one now a lot easier because they have that parallax of Kyle Rayner with that actual head.
Yeah.
So Mudman Customs actually did the head, so they come in a gray and then you paint them up. But
Cobra Death said I like my way better in here.
It's
is it miniature? It does it scale well, Cobra Dad? Does it scale?
Scale.
Is it now, 1 and 1 or 3 3/4?
Yeah, right. Now, Wentzillah, next question I was gonna ask: what is a dream custom that you would love to do in the future if you're still doing customs?
Oh yeah, I'm doing customs I'm never gonna stop. Like I'm always there's 13 projects like all around me, but man, that's a good question. I think I gotta say I'm just I don't know if there's any that I'm looking forward to doing, but I like the fact that I can pretty much, if I want to get something, if I have something hit me in the brain, I'll be like, I can get that done in a week. Like get all the parts for it, which you could never do at this point in time. Like this part, and as a collector, as a customizer, you can do so much stuff, man, for really cheap. Like back in the day, I was selling Black Series customs for $200 a pop, like because you had so much time and parts put into them. It was like crazy. But now, I've made so many tutorials, and there's so many bigger customizers out there where you can just go and watch their videos and pretty much wing it yourself. But back in the day, people weren't sharing their secrets and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to show everybody. And then the customizing community just like pushes you out, and then you're like, like
ostracizes you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, they were not happy.
It's kind of like the toy photography stuff, right? Because my first, I want to say my first year of trying toy photography, I reached out to a couple of people, and I was like, hey, listen, how did you do your lighting? And they would not give me you gotta. They wouldn't say anything. So I was like, all right, well, at the time you don't want to be you don't want to be an ass. I was like, all right, no problem. You leave them alone. But I've started seeing more. That's one thing I will say. I started seeing more. I'm starting to see more of customizers, cosplayers, toy photographers actually go out and now reels, right? You got reels that kind of show you how to set up your scene. Yeah, like BTS, set the scenes up, or even do the Photoshop and all that stuff. So people are more open to kind of show you now, right? Back then,
yeah, man,
it was just it was like a pain in the ass. You would ask somebody, and
You know who's been doing some really awesome behind the scenes with the toy photography lately? I want to shout him out. Is Ian Saunders. That guy has been giving you step by step, because he does phenomenal toy photography, and but he's doing the step by step. He's doing a live video showing you from start to finish how he's doing his shots, and they've been awesome to see.
That's
awesome. I wish I could do that. I don't.
Yeah, I wish you could too, man. It'd be a lot easier to make a reel.
There's a lot of times when Wentzillah and I were just talking about this for the Kyle Rayner one. He was like, "Do you have any behind the scenes stuff?" I was like, "I never think to take any behind the scenes."
I'm like, damn
like
it!
If I do, like sometimes like I'll video and I'll put my phone camera on something real close, then I'll bring it out and then I'll put it on my camera and like to show the settings that I've
That's
got
all I do.
on for my camera. But like I can't. I always feel real awkward doing it because like I shoot in my kitchen most of the time, and like for me to shoot in my kitchen, like I've got to move a whole bunch of shit around. So like if I pull out too far back, my kitchen looks like an absolute shithole because of everything that I've moved around. And like
heaven forbid you show people you're human. Like, people don't care about that shit. There's a bunch of dudes, man. We don't care. Like, it doesn't matter, man. I'll be showing my feet in reels and shit. I don't give like whatever, man. I always get like this. I hair on these slippers, man. Like, it's bad.
I always get in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna pull back, and then they're gonna see like, because I have to move shit around. They're gonna see like, okay, I had to move my box of cardboard. They're gonna be like, wow, that dude. They're gonna pause and they're gonna be like, that dude's got 13 empty boxes of White Claw over there on his fucking counter. What an alcoholic. Unfollow.
No, dude. Wow. They'll be like, that's my guy. He drinks White Claw too. You'll get so much more love, bro.
Exactly. That's that transparency you want to see. See, now I'm going to put it to the test. I'm going to pose a figure taking a shit. I'm going to take a shit and I'm going to pose a figure and do a reel. And I'm just going to record myself as I'm sitting to see how many likes I get on there.
But that would be a tough.
I'm gonna get banned. You guys are not gonna see me. Wentzillah, you're gonna be the new host on A Worthy Addiction. They're gonna ban me from YouTube and everything.
I only got 3 shows. Why not add another one?
Well, perfect. Listen, perfect segue. Perfect segue. Tell me a little bit about the show. Like, how did you start the YouTube show?
All right, so the one on Friday that I do is World Makers Consortium. It's all 118 world makers, stuff like that. And you don't have to have a world built. Like, it could just be shots that you do. Like, a lot of my shots for MRAC Spot that are outside, they're still MRAC. Because this is only, what you see of MRAC. MRAC is deeper than what you see. There's a whole bunch of people that live in there, right? MRACians. So, I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, that's... So our show is pretty much based on that, but we're trying to move towards also 112 because we don't want to keep bringing the same people on. So we're just trying to promote people's stuff. If there are people in the community who make stuff, then we'll bring them on to kind of show off what they make and stuff like that. Monday's show, and actually this Friday, we're actually showing off. We're doing a tour of MRAC Spot, which is like the first time we've ever done it, and we're like I think 30 some episodes in. And we did Rad's last week. We showed off Rad's station, his world building. It's fucking insane. He dropped a 20-minute video after that of him walking around showing it. Like, it's this whole basement is a complete world. Like, people moving, walking, ships everywhere. And then Famine, he's the other host. Yeah, dude, right? Yeah, I need one too. Yeah, the other host, he is doing his next week. So then on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Cool Kids time, it's on my YouTube and Rad's YouTube. All the links are in my IG, and like Attic was saying, like he'll throw them in here too. But yeah, that one's just Eddie and I were doing a thing on Instagram. We just want to open up our stuff and just hang out and just talk shit. And like the other day, we're talking about poop and everything else. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, well, we're still opening up toys.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it always goes off the rails anyway. There's not really a direction, but Morphonauts is going to pop on whenever he can, but the guys that are there every week is Eddie, Rad Toys, Famine, Outer Multiverse, and myself, and KO Toy Box. So we got a little bit of everybody, and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Kaori was eating pizza the one time we were on there. Like, he didn't even open up anything. He was eating pizza the whole time, but it's just a hang. So it's usually like an hour or two, kind of like this, you know what I mean? It's a little bit like Lazy Boy. I was watching Lazy Boy, and I was like, did I kind of take what they're already doing? Like, shit, no. So it's kind of like that, but it's not as, there's just like a well-oiled machine. Ours suck. Like, I'm like, yeah, so I guess we'll do this, and I'll try to like zoom in on one person, and it doesn't work. But yeah, so we got that, and then Wednesday is obviously the Tomb. So 9 p.m. East. Yeah, is it 9? I think so. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Don't feel bad. I sometimes forget to plug shit too. I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, dude, don't fucking forget. I was like, you got it. Right.
Yeah.
But
so,
go ahead.
No, that's about it. And then I'll drop lives every once in a while on my own, just showing off customs I'm working on. Little paint steps and tutorials.
And that's also important too. Like you mentioned, like it's a hangout spot, bro. Like that's kind of like similar to me and Unworthy, where when we started this show, we always wanted to start. I've always gravitated to like shows where like just guys just like being themselves. Like it's okay to go off the rails sometimes. Like we love, like tonight was a perfect night to talk about toys and talk about cosplay and talk about shows and stuff like that, because
we can talk about pooping though. We do that.
We can do that. I think we had a whole conversation of what's the maximum time to wipe your ass, like when you go to the bathroom. Like we've had conversations. What's the maximum time? Well, now is there a right?
Is there a right amount of time? I don't know.
Answer that question? I mean, you can.
I feel well, I try to go before I take a shower, so therefore it's only like, maybe like you get like 2 or 3 wipes in. Like it ain't that big a deal because you're about to clean your ass anyway.
Here's the important question: Do you like sit and wipe when you're done, or do you arch your back?
Arch my back.
Is there a technique?
I'm a big boy, so I do one of these.
My technique was one of these.
Yeah, that's my technique. But I had a friend in high school. Check this out. I had a friend in high school who used to go frontsies, dude. He used to go from the front.
What? That's just
insane, right? Yeah. I still think about it 20 years later, bro. Like it's crazy.
I bet that dude's balls smell bad.
Dude, I don't know. I don't get it. Like you're just doing damage. He's like, this is how I do it. And I was like, all right, bro, whatever.
Worthy, he was like holding his shit pissing, but then after when he was done, he goes, holy shit.
Yeah, just normal. Wow. Just right side wipe and just normal. No biggie.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said if your answer is anything other than until it's done, then it's wrong. Like if I always say if you're like 5 wipes in and you're like, still fuck this, I don't have all day. Like
it's time to just get in the shower. Just get in the shower at that point, man. Just take care of it.
And by the way,
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying. Go ahead. I think the healthier you eat, the better it goes in the bathroom. So, because I've eaten like shit my entire life, and when I eat healthier, it's way better. So, definitely.
I was gonna say, P.S.
That's probably my problem then. All these Kerwin Nuggy Buddy McDonald's meals I'm getting, trying to get these exclusive.
I'm with you because my fucking diet sucks ass. Like fucking, I'm holding my goddamn ankles in the bathroom. I'm like, shit.
He's like, God, if you get me through this, I won't eat another Big Mac. And then he's finished.
I swear I'm gonna go get another. No, I was gonna say, with our fucking luck, your buddy's watching this show because he's like, oh, it's my buddy, but he's like, he hears you talk about it, he's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, anyone who's friends with me knows I'm gonna talk shit. So I mean, that's just how that's how it is, man.
Now,
very transparent.
And you know what? That's the most important thing. Like we this is how we kind of connected, and AB and Clintastic, this is how we kind of connected. We're all transparent and we try to be open about shit. We have no shame in our game. And that's just what it is, man. That's the most important thing, right? That's how you connect to people. Now, one of my questions for you is, like, I know you do the Skeleton's Tomb on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. So how did you get into that? Like, how did you get into that show? I know you do multiple shows, so how did you get into that show?
Well, Deadman and I have known each other. I've known Deadman for quite a while. I had a day off, which never ever happens, but I had a day off, and he was on a live with Mandalorian 35 or G.I. Joe 35. You guys might know him as on IG. So they were on a live together with Harry, and I knew Harry, so I jumped in. And then Animal Mother Collector was on there, who's like AM Customs now.
Okay.
All these guys were on there, so I jumped in with them, and I had a great time. I was like, "Oh, this is cool! Like, let's keep in touch." Type of shit. We were on there for like 3 hours. So then I just always kept in touch with Deadman and the whole Toy Merc thing. I always like that he's doing something every week.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have something like you don't know what's going on in the community, just check the page and there's something there. And then Skelly, we were in a group together when Skelly started the Tomb. I was doing a show at the time. There's Skelly. I was doing a show at the time, and I'll keep it all PC. So I was doing a show at the time with someone else from the group, and so I wasn't able to be on his show. That way, like I set up like the blueprint for all of our lives and shit. And Skelly's like, I want to do one too. And then the people in the group were like, you gotta like prove yourself and do it on your own page. He's like, okay. And at the time, like Skelly knows. So at the time, we're like, man, he's never gonna go through with this. 5 weeks later, he still got the same show, same time. Consistency. So I ended up leaving that group. Didn't talk to Skelly for like a month or so. Then he ended up leaving the group. And he was like, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. Then we linked back up. And he was like, yeah, dude, if you ever want to come on the show. And I just kind of came on and just kind of stuck around. And then, so. And I'm trying to make it every single week. But sometimes it's a little bit hard, depending on work and shit, stuff going on. But I try to be there every week if I can. So, but it's been a lot of fun. So,
and we definitely enjoy when you three are on, because your chemistry is like fucking phenomenal. Like that's one of the things that gravitates really well. Your chemistry is
I was
really,
like, man, I'll never do a show with someone who drinks, man. It's just not a good idea to do a show with someone who drinks. And then I met Deadman. I was like, this guy's pretty damn cool, man. Like he could be lit and he's good on the mic, bro. Like he's good on the camera. We ended up actually meeting not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, and just the nicest dude you'll ever meet, man. Just a really cool guy. So
that's nice. My favorite thing about watching when you guys are all on there together is when you and Deadman start bickering back and forth. My favorite thing. I always love it when that happens in the show, because I always get in the comments be like, this is like watching mom and dad fight.
Then we just shit on Skelly the whole time. But no, he takes. But then when Skelly hits you back with something, you're like, oh god, like that hurt. Like you're not supposed to say that to me, man. You're supposed to be the nice one. Like
we'll talk about this after the show.
Me and Deadman are off the rails. You're supposed to be the areas. You're supposed to be the one. Skells is supposed to be the leader, bro. Like just he's our quarterback. But when he hits you with one, it's like, oh man, it kind of hurts a little more. But man,
you start thinking like, man, I gotta change my life. I gotta be better.
And it's fun, man. It's because we talk the same that we talk when we're on a video chat with each other. Like we roast each other the entire time. Like that's what we do. It's just fun.
And that's what makes for good. Like I want to say,
like you guys. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you guys were saying like last week when you guys met at the con, it was like nothing, man. Like you guys already knew each other. Like when Deadman and I met, we went to a toy store. We're like, all right, we're looking at this. We're like diving in, like looking at stuff. Like we were just toy hunting together. Like we've always toy hunted together, and we've never toy hunted together. So it's just like, it was very easy. He's coming out for my wedding too, so that would be cool.
That's really cool, man. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we definitely got the ball. When I met Unworthy for the first time in person, it was like everybody asked, like, hey, it's like, was it an awkward? I was like, awkward for you. Me and this dude is like, we picked up. We
already talked to. Yeah, we're on the phone with each other for like fucking 2 or 3 hours a day, anyways. So it's like,
so it was nothing.
Same thing, just without having to hold our phone.
The only difference is I could hold his hand during that thing and not let him walk away from me. Now,
the only big difference is when we were eating lunch and he was eating his cheeseburger and the ketchup got on his lip. Instead of watching from the phone, going, "Hey, you got a little," I was just able to go, "Hey, I got you."
He's like. Like right here.
Thank you, boo. No, but it's that's like, I want to say that's the most beautiful thing about like the community we're in. Whether you do toy photography or like, we embrace everybody. Like we take it, everybody, cosplayers, everybody. That's the beautiful thing. Like we all connect in a certain way where like we like, again, like I have more conversations with this guy than I do my own family. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Like I tell this guy everything. He tells me everything. We talk about everything, so and I see that in the show with you guys. I see like so much of that. And again, that's why it works so well, because you guys mesh so well. And again, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Now, another question that I had for you. Again, I know it's a lot of questions, but again, I've spoken to you, but I really wanted to get to know the person you are. So like my son does like, he's been doing props and stuff like, and he did the I don't know the Levent, I can't say the name of the God of War axe. Like he did that one, and he did the Blaze of Chaos. Like, what advice would you give somebody who wants to start doing like props, like 1-to-1 scale props? Like, what advice, as somebody that's done it before, what advice would you give them?
I would say just like you can use anything, right? There's a lot of people out there that, what did he say? Appreciate you guys. Yes, good job, Skelly, with that basic ass comment, bro. What the fuck? Bring us something good, bro. That's a little taste. That's a little taste of the tomb. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, I would say like look for people who are foam crafters, because those guys are crazy. But anything that's around, you can make into anything. Like like a lot of times, like we did a lot of stuff when the Power Ranger movie came out. People couldn't quite figure out how to do the gold on Rita's on her thing, on her staff. Sorry. So I was like, no, not that Rita, the other Rita. No.
Oh, okay.
No, so the Rita from the movie, and I was just like, well, you could take like hot glue and wrap it around there and stuff like that. So anything you can think of to use to make any type of effect. And there's people out there that have done it. I would just foam crafters, man. Like there's some guys out there with EVA foam that can do crazy stuff, like cutting out patterns and stuff like that. So definitely, I don't do any cosplaying anymore. I kind of retired after COVID. So C2E2 was my last hurrah. So, but there's a lot of people out there. There's tons of.
That's a crying shame that you don't do it anymore, because your Lord Draken shit was always. I actually. So here's a little glimpse into how I got to know you. When I had already been following you from the cosplay, like the Lord Draken cosplays, and then when I found out that you were the same guy that I was watching on YouTube doing the fucking Power Ranger custom figures, I was like, holy shit, this guy is amazing.
Oh shit. That's crazy, man. I
saw you on a couple of lives, and I was like, he's kind of an asshole. Whatever.
See. No, so I was lucky to get into the cosplay though, man. I was in a Power Ranger group. I was admin for the Ranger store, which at the time was like the biggest like Facebook Ranger group there was. So I was one of the admins, and I saw someone like they're just treating this guy like shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like there's like this thing going on, and it was James from Muscle Geek Physique who became my like best friend. So they're just giving him shit like, oh well, there's no room for gay people in this community and shit like that. And I was like, man, fuck that. I was like, this is bullshit. So I went off, and he was like, hey man, and we just started talking, called each other, and then he was like, oh, you should do cosplay. I was like, nah, dude, I'm too big for that shit. He's like, well, if you wear armor, you'd be all right. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. And then I was like, I'll try working out and shit. So I got into working out more, and I was way smaller than I am now. I was like 35 pounds smaller. So when you want to cosplay certain characters in spandex, you got to do certain things, like you don't eat anymore. So there's healthy ways to do it, but so I just jumped into it, feet first, head first, however you say it, and just got crazy with the finding the suit accurate stuff. And then we got sponsored by Anarchy and all this stuff.
Oh, nice shit.
It became a big thing, and it was crazy. Like the actual stuff they used on the show we were wearing, and it was a lot of fun. And then we had days where like with that White Ranger Predator, where we'd have like a Sunday where we could do whatever we wanted, but I still want my stuff to be like, if you saw it in a movie, it looked like that. So, but
so you were doing
a lot of people.
You were doing your own stuff, like your own like cosplay, like designs and stuff like that.
Yeah, for some of the stuff I did a Scorpion. I did for Mortal Kombat, and then we got featured with at C2E2 because they had everyone from Mortal Kombat there. I was Smoke 1 year at C2E2 for the Mortal Kombat stuff.
Okay.
We really didn't go outside of Power Rangers very much. So, but on certain days, even if we were in plain clothes, we were our characters. Like we were dressed like what the colors they'd be wearing and shit. Like we took it very fucking seriously. It's crazy. But that's how you got booked for stuff. That's how you got hotels. That's how you got flights. That's how you got money. That's how you got sponsors and all that stuff. Like J Toku, another good one, Taller Aslo, like all these companies that we worked with. And, sometimes, they couldn't get stuff to us fast enough because they wanted us to wear like certain things, or we would come to them with certain ideas, and the translation was just so shitty. And their wait time, like everyone's waiting 3 years for a fucking helmet. They're shipping our stuff out in like 6-7 months, like
shit.
$1,700 suits, like fully armored. Like when I was that bull from Ushi, the Sentai, I was like this huge bull character, and that thing was like a $1,700 suit, and they were like, "Oh, I just paid 40%." I was like, "All right, like it's a great deal." And then I got my fiance, I got her suit for free, damn near. So it's all about like how we had to promote and stuff. But I always had, even when I was cosplaying full time and we were off every weekend, every other weekend around the country, I would make sure that every other day I did something toy related. Like it just kept me, it's like it's my zen, I guess.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome, man. Now I was gonna ask, well, before that, this is funny. Cobra Death says, from what I heard, Toy Addict and where they play cock chicken.
Neither one of us lost either.
Nobody won either, so it's all good.
I don't know, the subscribers on OnlyFans, I think they all won.
That's true. Well, I'll laugh my ass to the bank.
Yeah, right. Well, when you mentioned the whole cosplay and working out and getting into shape, I was thinking in my head, I was like, fuck getting into shape. All I gotta do is like stuff myself like the Zohan, and I'm good. Like that's all.
There you go.
But one thing what question I was gonna ask you is, worst experience cosplaying, best experience cosplaying.
Okay. Well, I'll go back to the poo-poo story. So you know how you're talking about JDF and stuff. Well, for me, JDF always said, he's like, I don't want people to come up to me. I'm supposed to be a superhero, and I'm some fat, lazy pig, just like fucking, hey, what's up, son, you shit. Like, you know what I mean? He was always in shape, always promoting it, whether he wasn't preaching it, like it wasn't making you go do it, but he's like, this is what I'm doing, check it out. So it was a lot of that. Like, I would never preach it onto anybody, but hey, if you're interested, this is what I do, this, and this. And, and I think, so that's part of it. But going back to, so in New York, Javits Center, we're like, a little ways away. And obviously I'm in New York, so I want to have some pizza. Well, I don't realize at the time because I'm ignorant. And I'm like, I think these $2 slices are a good idea. So the night before our big show, I think I was going to do Gold Dino Charge. That's like one of my favorite cosplays. So Gold Dino Charge, I was going to be that character. And I was like, man, I don't know about, like, I don't even know if I want to get in the suit, because it's something when you get into the suit, like you can't really, there's no potty breaks once you're in. Like once you're in, you're in. Yeah, and then you got to walk to Javits Center for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and then walk back. And then, so it's a day. Like you might be able to go pee, but that's about it. And I was like, man, I don't know. So yeah, it was almost one of those issues. But luckily I was not the Brown Ranger. I was a Gold Ranger all day. So nothing went bad, but that was probably like the most uncomfortable I was ever in a cosplay. That, and then, duct tape situations, because sometimes the underwear that we have aren't the best, like even if you're wearing the right gear underneath, because you don't want to be taking a picture with your with your shit out, especially when I want to. Now when there's kids and shit, man.
Oh yeah, you're right. Not when it was kids. No, not kids. You're right.
Little kids run up and they want a picture. Yeah. So you got duct tape. You're wearing all these different things, spandex underneath to hold everything in. And not saying that I'm large in charge or anything like that, but it was, you don't want anything to show. So, and then best experience for me, hands down, besides all the relationships and all the cool stuff and the traveling and hanging out in the hotels, all that stuff, like, because you're all there for the same thing, right? It's like when you go to college, it's way better than high school because you're going there for you're there for a purpose. You have a direction. So it was it would probably be in Florida. I flew out on a Friday for Ranger Stop, I think it was. I flew out on a Friday. I was leaving, like, I was only gonna be there for like 30 some hours, and I was coming back Sunday morning. And Brendan was there from Dino Charge, Red Ranger. So I was the like the super version of his cosplay. And him and I was gonna stand at his table and just be like whatever. So but taking photos with him while he's geared up and I'm geared up, he's the regular version of his character, and I'm the super version of his character, and he's telling me how to pose. That's like whoever your favorite. Let's say you're cosplaying as Darth Vader, and fucking Vader's there. You know, Anakin Skywalker's there, telling you how to fucking pose right and do stuff right. Like, and helmet to helmet, he's like, all right, now do this with your left knee and turn it this way, and then pose back, and you want this bent and this one like this, and like all this shit, like and he's right there, like in his helmet, talking to you, like it's crazy, man. Like so, Brennan, and he's a really awesome guy. We did a lot of stuff together. Some stuff we filmed that never even got out, like it never even got produced and stuff. But
amazing though, man.
You know, working with Chris Cantata, Cantata Force, like he's amazing. And I got to work with him like 3 times, I think, and just like millions and millions of views on his YouTube for the ones that I was in. I'm only in it for a second, like unleash the power, like stupid shit like that. Like I'm only in it for like a little bit, but his videos do really well. So it was really cool to be part of that.
My sons watch all of his videos.
Yeah. So I was in the Black Ranger one when I was the bull, and I was like, the champ is here, and I did like a little morph, and I couldn't really move in the suit, so I did like like that's all I could do. And then I did Gold Ranger, so unleash the power, energize, unleash the power, Gold Ranger, and then oh man, I was in something else too, but I don't remember which one. But yeah, we did a lot of work together. It was really awesome, cool, man. Yeah.
Now,
especially
now,
that.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, especially have that many people show up for like that one thing, and everyone's from everywhere. Like he's from the Philippines, so you got everyone like, you know what I mean? So it was really cool.
Now, growing up, so I'm assuming big Power Ranger fan, right? So growing up, Green Ranger or White Ranger, who was your favorite growing up?
I don't have a favorite between the two.
Okay.
I don't have a favorite between the two, but I have a favorite moment, and that was White Ranger when he comes down and Kimberly falls out. So when that all happens, it was a big deal. Like I wanted to see it, and it was like when at one point in time where I remember as a child, like everyone in the house watched that, even though it was just my thing. Everybody watched it with me. Like it was like in the living room. I think Lord Zed was new also, I believe, at that time. And like when he came down, I was like, oh, like it's him, like, you know. So he definitely loved him as evil Green Ranger. Didn't realize the difference between the footage at the time. That he had a big floppy shield, which my brother was actually that as a kid. Like he was that, and I was White Ranger. So there's a picture of me doing like a shitty fat boy karate kick, like half a leg up, like it looks like a dog pissing. And there's me and my Lord Draken shit, like fucking, 10, 15, 20 years later, I'm like, like all, so it's really cool to put those two together. I have a thing where they're like side by side, but yeah, man, like that would be the most, like the coolest moment for Power Rangers was when the whole family watched the one episode. Cause I think it wasn't a Saturday episode. It was like a special, weeknight episode.
Friday night episode.
Yeah. So it was like, it wasn't like me just eating cereal, fucking playing with my wrestlers and eating, it was like, it was actually a thing. So everyone was watching it. It was a really cool moment.
I remember that.
Unworthy, what was your favorite Ranger growing up? Or even
now? I was always a big fan of Adam Park as the Black Ranger, and then he became this Green Zeo Ranger. Like he was always Adam Park's always been one of my favorite Rangers. But I think in the Zeo season, I think one of the moments that like really always stood out to me, but it's kind of backwards because like it kind of was a disappointment, was when they were trying to figure out who they were going to give the gold Zeo Ranger powers to. And I think everybody was collectively wanted it to be Billy. Everybody was so hoping it was going to be Billy. And then they brought in Jason, the original Red Ranger. And I think like, I remember as a kid being so disappointed that it wasn't Billy, because like Billy was he was the only one that from the original team that was still around that wasn't a Ranger. Like he was just hanging around in the command center with fucking Alpha all day. So like when it's gonna be Billy, he's gonna be the 6th Ranger. And then they brought Jason, which it was cool too for them to bring back Jason, considering the bad blood he had with everybody at the time. Austin St. John had with everybody, but like it really should have been Billy.
Yeah.
See, My answer to that your guys' answer is way better. I always said that my favorite Ranger was Zach because he could dance and he could fight. So I always loved the intro
He
when he
can
did
kick
the
your
whole,
ass while he's dancing.
like he always did that whole like fucking thing. I was like, that
The
fucking
hip hop keto, was that what it's called?
Yeah, like I was always
Yeah.
into like we would fight. I remember we would like play Power Rangers with my friends, and I would always
Danny's just out there like, let's go,
I'm the
motherfucker.
I'm the
Let's go,
Black
motherfucker."
Ranger. I'm the
Hey
Black
man,
Ranger.
after those moves last week, you're like, like it was great.
Right? No, like we would like honestly, everybody would do it's morphin time. They do it, and I would do it's morphin
Come
time.
on, dude.
And
You gotta do better than that. Like, it's morphin time. Like,
I would do the little
like,
shimmy thing.
I was like, bam, bam, something like that. I don't remember now.
That was a big, honestly, I really enjoyed. That's like one of the shows that like it was the It show. That was the show to watch.
Yeah.
Like when it was always the show to watch. But like as far as like growing up, like the fan base didn't stay. Like I always go back to the originals, but the fan base for me never stayed. Like I kind of just
the fan base is insane. I don't even.
It's still crazy.
Like I'm a huge Tommy fan, but I will never say I'm a Tommy fan because I don't want to be a Tommy fanboy. But I am Tommy's my favorite Ranger, obviously. Listen, I do not think he's the most powerful Ranger. No, I do not. He is just my favorite. And a lot of people will be like, he's not the best because he's not the most powerful. Like, and I'm not about that shit. Like, I can't deal with that shit, man. Like,
I think the day that I meet Jeffrey D. Morgan, I was always told to go up to him and say that I loved him in Grey's Anatomy. Like my ex-wife told me, when you meet him, tell him you loved him in Grey's Anatomy. See what he says to you. Like he's gonna probably tell me to go fuck myself.
Yeah,
but like. Yeah. Like so like besides Jason David Frank, like who is like a Grail celebrity you would love to meet?
That I've met?
Or that you would love to meet?
Oh,
I mean, who have you met? Who have you met besides well, that's a good question too. Who have you met besides like Jason David Frank, like that was with the Power Rangers? Like any other Rangers you've met?
Yeah, I've met pretty much all of them or worked with all of them.
Okay.
Because we were doing work with Boom Studios and stuff, so we were kind of like right in it. Yeah, well, the people that work from around Kyle Higgins, amazing. He's one of the coolest guys.
Dude, Boom Studios, like, and again, we go off the Boom Studios makes some of the best fucking comics. Like, dude, I love anything.
They're for us, man. They're for us.
Yeah, like I like the Something's Killing the Children is like one of my favorite comic books right now. It's still my favorite comic book. And he has some other shit now that he's got. I said The Deviant. I believe that's what it's called now. It's like I went to the comic store like yesterday and it was like fucking sold. I couldn't find it anywhere.
I don't even read comics anymore.
I love them, man.
So much into
like Boom Studios. That was my first passion, believe it or not. Before toys and everything, I was only collecting comics. I think it was when DC released the DC Essentials that came in these big old boxes that I had comic art on the side. That's when I started. I bought a Superman one, and then I bought a Batman one, and they started. This was like Mattel was owning, like Mattel owned.
Yeah.
I was buying those, and then I really got into like when DC directed the New 52. That's when I really went all in on the toys. Like I was just buying DC toys all the way. DC
museum posing them. Like that's all I was doing with those. Like, these are so cool.
Like this is all like if I did toy photography back then when I was collecting, these would be my photos. It would just be like
that's usually what my photos are now because I'm like, man, they kind of look just like this, man. Like I don't do too much anymore. Like I used to be like, oh, let's put 3 or 4 people in the shot. Now I'm like, I think I could do one, like one good, clean, nice. Like that's what I try for. But
it's crazy how and even going back, it's crazy how people bitch about McFarlane. But McFarlane's giving you DC figures you could actually pose. DC Direct wasn't giving you figures you could pose. They were statues, literally statues.
Yeah,
like that New 52 wave, it was beautiful, sculpted.
They look great.
It was McFarlane. What McFarlane was back then.
I got one for you.
It was what McFarlane was back then. Like McFarlane was giving you like literally statues, right? That's what DC Direct was giving you. So now McFarlane is pumping out all these DC figures. And like they all move, like they all can move.
Yeah.
Like this DC Direct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it right there. Yep.
And I got to shout out my man Cobra Dad for finding this and sending it to me. This is the Jason
and it
Todd.
looks mint as
dude.
fuck,
All
too.
those Kingdom Come ones were in like those too, man. Those crazy
boxes. This was a Wizard exclusive, Toy Fair Wizard exclusive.
Yeah.
Still mint in box. I have not opened it. I'm still not sure that I'm gonna open it.
That little clear packaging is so clear and so pristine.
Yeah, dude.
Chef's kiss.
So,
so nice.
The main reason, like, other than because it's so pristine and it was an exclusive, the main reason that I haven't opened it is because when I got it, when Cobra Dad sent it to me, I was like, what am I going to be able to, if I take this out of the box, what am I going to be able to do with it? Like,
you're going to pull just like that.
His guns are in his hands. They're molded into his hands.
Yeah.
He's going to be holding the guns. And it looks like all that can move is his elbows, maybe. So it's better to just keep this motherfucker right in the box.
No, listen, I agree. DC Direct would make beautiful figures. Like, they were like one of the ones that I've always wanted that I never, and I used to go into comic shops. Again, I was into comics and I never bought it, was the Jason Todd as Batman from the Battle for the Cow. I never bought that. I used to see it all the time. I used to see it all the time and I never bought it because I was never into toys. But then, like, when I started getting into like the buying the figures and stuff like that, I was like, "Fuck!" And even when going online, it was just the prices were so high.
Yeah,
I can't.
No,
I couldn't justify.
Comic shops had better deals sometimes. Now they don't, but they used to.
No,
like,
you know what one is like that for me is the Bizarro from the Forever Evil DC Direct or DC Essentials did the Bizarro, and it's like the T-shirt Bizarro from the Forever Evil. I used to see it around all the time, and I was like, I want it, and then I never bought it. And then I got out of collecting, and now that I'm back into collecting, I'm like, I want that one, and that fucker is going for a grip on fucking eBay.
Dude. Like, it's
oh shit. So one of my favorites, DC characters, Eclipso. What?
Yeah, that thing is dope. I love
dude. He doesn't move. He doesn't move at all. But he's got that little diamond.
Oh, McFarlane will make him. McFarlane's gonna make him soon.
Dude, but here, like, and then they haven't. I keep losing that fucking thing. So they haven't made him like in a show until was a Stargirl, I believe. They started bringing him in because he's such a hard, like, you can't beat him. Like, he's such a hard villain to beat. So I haven't watched what happened with that, but I definitely want to. My daughter wanted to watch it, so
it's
I gotta wait for her to. Yeah, I've watched like the first, I think, 2 seasons, or like where they're trying to introduce him a little bit. Like it's her dad or something. But so I want to get into that. But back to your question, coolest people I've met. There's been a lot, especially in the Ranger community. You said best and worst that I met?
No, just best. There's,
I want to hear worst too, though.
Well, so I mean, I've had some crazy experiences. Divatox from Turbo, Hillary, I forgot her last name, but when I met her, she was the only one I've ever been speechless around because she looked like Divatox. And I was like, she's like, hi, how are you? I was like, Josh, my name, Josh. And I was just like, fuck, what the fuck's going on, dude? Like, I've never been like this with anybody. And I was like, can you just write my name, me? And I was just like, what? Like, in my head, I'm like, what are you doing? And like, I couldn't connect my words. And like, it was so
like, I love
crazy.
You. She's like, what?
Yeah. She literally thought I was a fucking creep, dude.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're like, forget everything about everything except fine dining. He's like, my name
is Joe.
It was bad. Yeah, it was
that, Hillary Shepherd. She's still fucking fine.
Yeah, Hillary Shepherd, dude. Right? Smoke show. Like, I was like, I'd never seen anyone like that. Like, and like, obviously, as a kid, like, she's the hottest. Like, she was so hot. Like, she was a better version of Rita. Like, it was like, what the fuck? So, yeah, when I met her, yeah. So anyway, coolest people are the people from I forgot the name of the show. It's on Sci-Fi. Is like Z Nation. Z Nation. That was the name of it. The cast from Z Nation were the most down to earth, coolest people. like that I've met. I met the main lady from it, the guy who's a zombie, and Doc from it.
Nice.
And they're like the coolest people. Like we had an hour-long conversation, like talking about kids and all this stuff. And it was mostly the lady who's the main character. It was mostly her that was like talking the most to me. And I was like, oh, we gotta get a picture together. And it wasn't like I was going up there for them to sign some stuff, but I wasn't like going up there to buy a picture with them. And she's like, oh, we should just do a selfie or something. I was like, all right, yeah, like we should. Like, so they were probably the coolest people. And then another weird story. So one of my favorite is Green Arrow. Like, I love the guys who don't have superpowers. Like those are my favorite. Like Ant-Man, Iron Man, Batman, and obviously Green Arrow is one of those guys. So when I met Ryan Hartley at the time, he was a Smallville Green Arrow. So before Mel, so he was like, that was my Superman coming up. Like that's what I watched the most of was that Smallville. So when I went to his line at C2E2. I was the only guy in the line because at the time he was doing This Is Us or whatever on NBC or CBS. So it was a huge, like, I was the only guy in the line.
That was like kind of like a clamshell.
Yeah, like any stay-at-home mom was in that line, and then it was me. So when I got up there, he was not at all happy to see some dude in his line with a toy. Like, can you sign this, please? So I was like, hey man, can you sign this? And he's like, well. He's like, did you pay for a picture or did you pay for me to sign something? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just need you to sign this, man. So
did I need?
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those weird. It was just a weird timing. Like I don't know, it might have been later in the day or something. I don't know, but it was just a weird timing for that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Now,
have you ever met a celebrity that was just like a straight up miserable prick to have to fucking?
I don't know if he's a celebrity, but Austin St. John.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin St. John. Sorry, is that loud enough? No. Yeah, he was just like, I came up to him. We are working the same time. We both have booths where he can see that I am working there. And I came up and I was like, hey man, did you end up getting one of the shirts, one of the con shirts? I was like, my buddy over there at the booth, he's the one that did the design on them or whatever. And he was like, did you say you're going to give me a shirt? Did you need my size? I was like, oh. Okay, like he wanted to make sure I was in my place. Like I wasn't thinking I was one of them, which is fine. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't want to be you, but I'm there doing my thing, and I was asking a question, human to human, and he just fucking, like that's how he was to everybody. It's like, damn, bro, like, and all the stuff that's coming out now, it's like that's cool. That's karma, man. That's what my world, my 118 world is called Amrak Spot. Amrak is karma backwards. So
I agree.
I'm a big believer in it. So
I want to say one of the people that I've met in person that was like real big for me was Robert Kirkman. Meeting Robert Kirkman was like big for me because I remember going up to the line. I waited in line and he was like so fucking tired. I think he was like also hung over from the night before because he went out with like his family and all that shit. So we were hanging out and like I came up to him. I was like, "Hey man, it was honored to meet you, dude. I love I was big. I'm still a Walking Dead fan. I had the show, books. I love them both.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't care. I'll watch every series.
I watch every single one.
Are you watching the newer stuff too?
Oh, I'm watching everything. I'm like,
I just started the Daryl Dixon one. The Daryl.
I haven't started that one.
It's pretty
good.
Like,
how the fuck this guy? How does redneck get to France with a crossbow?
On a bicycle.
I'm all in on the show. Yeah. I will say the books are like so much superior.
Amazing.
I
mean that's most comics, right? Anything like it's a book that's translated to shows, the books are always going to be like more superior.
But I don't mind the show because it, like, not saying I don't have an imagination, but it sets the scene up for me a lot better than what I was thinking it looked like.
No, absolutely.
Walking Dead, like I was thinking that the grass was this long and they're like trying to find each other, but really it's pretty well maintained on the show.
Well, also like one of the scenes that I always said was when the Michonne she beat up the governor. Like the scene,
so much better in the book. In the book,
it's so much fucking crazier in the book. I was like, I understand why they didn't do it. I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, but I couldn't. So here's the thing, though. I didn't get to that part in the book yet, and it was on the show. I was like, why is she so upset with him? Like nothing has happened that dramatic. Like her anger was here. So old girl read the book before she went into that scene. Like she knew what happened to that character. And then I read the book and I was like, oh, I get it now. I understand. I see. Like it all makes sense now.
Hey,
but yeah.
You could donate to Toy Addict 17.
I don't think we
at
have
Gmail.
We don't. I don't think we do donations.
We're not able to monetize because we like to drink and smoke on here, so we can't monetize yet.
I will DM you my PayPal.
No, man, you guys need to get some merch, man. I'd wear a shirt with the crest, man.
We got it. We got it. It's coming.
Yeah,
we got it.
Okay, all stickers,
right.
Shirts, and hats coming. Yeah,
hell yeah, man. I do enough shows, man.
I can't wait. I'm getting like a hunting camo color pattern with a blaze orange. What's up, 45?
Hey, Collector. I was just talking about Collector. What's up?
But so yeah, the Robert Kirkman, I would say that's like one of my grail people to I like. Now, if I could meet a celebrity, I would love to meet either Jim Carrey or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Those would be my two grail people to me.
I heard Arnold's amazing.
Yeah, I would love to meet both. I would love to meet
who the celebrity that I want to meet the most is I want to meet Rhea Ripley, and I want to be like,
I knew it.
I knew that.
Can you slam me? You know how you slammed Tozawa and pinned him like that? Will you slam me and pin me like that, please?
You'd be like, mommy, please.
Mommy, please slam me and pin me.
Can you put me between your ass cheeks like you do the ropes?
Oh my god,
she's fucking.
I'm gonna have to take a break here for a second.
Oh shit! Oh man. Well, listen, Wentzillah, we got into the portion of our show that we're gonna hit plugs, but before we hit any plugs, dude, listen, I'm really happy that I got you on and get to know you, not just as a person, but all the stuff that you do, man, and the amazing stuff that you do, amazing work that you put in. And like just getting to know you as a person and also like just your hobbies, man, because that's what the mission of A Worthy Addiction was to showcase all types of hobbies, not just one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good that we talk about toys because that's where we come from, or toy photography. But there's people that do music, great music. There's people that do cosplays. There's people that do acting, whatever they do, and we want to showcase all that. So we want to show all that stuff love. So is there any plugs? I know you plugged a couple of things. Are there any plugs you would like to plug? Right now, go right ahead.
Besides, Fridays, World Makers Consortium with Rad Toys. Link is in my bio on Instagram. That's the 118 World Makers Consortium is the name of the show. Rad Toys, Batman Studios. This week, we're doing a tour of Amarak Spot. Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's with all the guys I mentioned before. I'm not going to do everyone's name again. And then Wednesdays is Skelly and Dead Man. So, yeah, so that's 9 o'clock. So, and yeah, that one's on Instagram. That's why I never get to see you guys because I always have a black screen every time I'm on the damn show. It's like Instagram. What's going on? Well, like what happens? I said, what? Go ahead.
I've noticed they've been blocking your screen when you're wearing sleeves. When you're not wearing sleeves, you're on clear as day. When you're weird. When you got the sleeves on, they're like, fuck this guy. Black his screen out.
It's true, man. No, I was just always saying, like, what happens, like, when The Rock and Kevin Hart want to do a live and, like, 3 or 4 of them want to get on there? Like, do you think they have a black screen and they can't see each other? Bet the fuck not. I bet they are crystal clear, bro. Like, what's going on? And so, yeah, that's why I moved the show that we did on Mondays to YouTube on StreamYard. It's so much easier. And you can have more people. We can have up to 10 people, I think, or something like that. Because with World Makers Consortium and our Patreon and stuff, we're able to do, bigger shows. Like when we do our roundtable, we do a roundtable every 4 weeks. We can bring more people on and like more stations, and it's just so creative. So that's what it's all about.
That's what's up, man.
The only thing that I will give you, anybody that's using StreamYard, I'll give you this advice. You will get a block and a suspension from YouTube if you are doing a live stream on YouTube through StreamYard and you start screen sharing YouTube videos at the same time. You'll get suspended. Right in the middle of your show, you'll get suspended. Just so you know.
What he means is if you're
in your hat.
What he means is if you're Toy Addict 17, don't fucking do that. Don't be like me.
Don't be screen sharing Friday the 13th kills from YouTube on YouTube. They don't like that.
But you guys can simultaneously stream this on your other YouTubes if you have, So that's
we could,
cool.
but I mean, the Unworthy AF channel is pretty much, I mean, the only other one that I use, and that's mostly just for toy photography stuff. Like, I don't really do too much nonsense and shenaniganry.
Yes, Collector 425. Yes,
right.
I did that.
Yep.
No, but I have my old YouTube, which I don't use at all anymore.
Yo, and if I could plug a couple of things too, your show, obviously we always plug it on Wednesdays, but also Moz Toy Box on Tuesdays. Okay. Also at 6 p.m. Amazing group of guys on there. You got Pablo, Moz, 1/6 Shooter Trevor, and then you got Mike on there. And those guys are just crazy, super talented. And you know, you tag your own photo, so you tag your photo for them to punish you, and that's the whole idea. Oh, they don't. I mean, they're giving you tips. They're not, but you do get a little weird in the stomach when your photo comes up. You're like, oh man.
You start like, oh boy. You start hitting the unfollow button, like fuck guys.
I mean, you do it to yourself, but Pablo didn't tell me that shit. Like my first time on there, he's like, you should tag this photo, man. I'm like, oh, what's it for? He's like, come check out this show. And I watch him like, you mother effer. Like they were nice to me though. They were very nice, very kind. Like
great guys,
very helpful.
Guys. Shout out to 1/6 Shooter Trevor, man. I hung out
man,
with
Trevor.
Toy Con. He was a fucking amazing guy. Like he gave me he sold me the second Nosferatu with the wolves, brand new in box. And I've been like looking for that fucking thing for a while. So shout out to Trevor. He's awesome.
And actually, if you guys want, on Tuesday, he took my shot, my 1/6 shot.
I might just put
recropped it, recolored it, and made it look better. And I was like, yeah, dude, if I had software, I was like, just take all my photos and make them look better. Like. And then they went back to my original. I was like, no, leave that good one up there. Like, leave Trevor. What Trevor did to it was better, man.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
The funny thing is that's basically what I do with Quintastic 4. When I do a shot, I'm like, here's my shot, make it good.
Shumi's done that for some of my stuff too. Like he did it for my Black Panther shot. It's a real collaboration. Like it's a real, he really took my photo and made it better. So.
It is. It sure enough is. It's kind of like the dial guys, like, right? You gotta like. I always say, like, shout out to Jedi Jack and Lone Wolf Labs. They're amazing dial makers. But like, I always say,
Jedi Jack would be a great guy for you to have on your show when you showcase people's dial making.
Definitely get him on. Definitely get him on. He's amazing.
And I know Skelly talks to him too because he does that the Daredevil challenge. So
yeah. So my Batcave, all of my Batcave shots, that Batcave was made by Jedi Jack. Like he's insanely good. Like I have so gotten my money out of this thing, and like I'm buying more once the holidays are over. Like I've already got blueprints that I'm ready to send to Jedi Jack to add to my Batcave. So
hell yeah, man, that's dope.
Any other plugs? Wentzillah?
Oh, that was it. I just want to say I watch them, I watch you guys, and then I watch Pick Bar sometimes, not all the time, but I try to get, try to catch all the guys.
We love the Pig Bar, but just if you want to keep watching us, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thursday's a good night.
Oh, and Toy Daddies, man. Toy Daddies, man.
We love the Toy Daddies. Always.
Yeah.
I have one plug, and then I'm gonna let Unworthy kind of like do his thing. So, quick plug for me is from now until December 31st. If you use promo code Rowdy15, you can save 15% off any select merchandise on Chubsy Wubsy's website. Again, you can't combine them with other discounts or anything like that. But if you use Rowdy 15, you can save 15% off. The holidays are coming around. If you want to treat yourself, or you want to treat somebody, you want to bless somebody with a figure, use that code. Show some love. Shout out to Chubsy Wubsy and Mrs. Wubsy. We love them. That's my Theo. That's our Theo and our Thea. We love them.
Yeah. What is it? Sobrino Gringo.
Sobrino Gringo.
I'm officially Puerto Rican. I'm the whitest Puerto Rican you'll ever know.
Collective 425 says, I'm having an amazing time with Unworthy Challenge. You dude, amazing. Yes. Amazing. Shout out. Yeah. Grown Ass Men Toys podcast every Sunday. Yeah. Check them out. Yeah. Check them out. Much love. Always. Unworthy, you got anything?
Yeah, so last week I kind of glossed over this while we had the Chain Brothers on, but right now I've got a very Unworthy collabmas going on, and today is day 14 of it. I had to double check here. So real quick, I want to go through, I won't get too crazy here, but I want to go through everybody that I've collabed with so far. Day 1 was Diggs Figs. We did a Stitch collab. Day 2, Cox Creates with Batman Forever. Day 3, Collector 425 with Batman. Salvage Cargo and I did Brainiac on day 4. The Fox Marvelous Shots and I Mythics and Legends on day 5. Bloodhaven on day 6 with Deathstroke. No Justice. Amazon N was day 7. Day 8 was Wentzillah with Kyle Rayner. Let's Toy, or excuse me, day 9 was Copper State Bricks. We did Batman Role Reversal, where I did a Lego shot, he did a McFarlane shot. Let's Toy on the 10th. We did Aquaman. Toy Father on the 11th with Constantine. Jay Shot and I did Carbs and Criminals with Batman and Leo. It was Jay Shot on the 12th. Shoot Me and I did Death in the Family yesterday, and then today with Crunchy Cheeto Creations we did Take Flight, and I have still got the whole month, motherfuckers. There's still more coming.
Dude, fucking Cheeto shot, bro.
It's been fucking amazing.
Look at that's all still coming. Can't even tell you what's all on there.
Amazing.
So many days left to come. With the
awesome. No, man, I'm glad that you're doing this, man. Like you're so organized with it too, and like what you do already. You know, the bi-weeklies or couple, however you do the other stuff. Like the way that you do everything is so nice, and like it just.
Then like my mediocre shots look a little bit, a little bit better.
No, dude, our shots were like our shots look good next to each other. So I mean, and your stuff, like, and I'm not downing what you used to do or anything, but your stuff, like I said on the Tomb that one time, like the last like 2 or 3 months has been just fucking leaps above. You know what I mean? Like I look at your stuff like, oh damn. Like
I got a back cave from Jedi Jack, and my game went way up, baby.
It changes everything. It did. No, man. No, I appreciate you letting me do it with you, man. Like obviously we had to do Kyle Rayner because we had so many conversations about that custom and stuff, man. Like
much love. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Man, he keeps trying to interrupt me. Come on, man. Let me finish. All right. So yeah, so it's just great that you had to like let me be a part of it. So I really appreciate it, man.
It's been a lot of fun. So the whole premise with A Very Unworthy Collabmas was I do a lot of group collabs and I do a lot of collabs with so many people, but there is also so many people that I have not done solo collabs with yet. So like this whole first 25 days has been people I have not done solo collabs with. I might have done group collabs with them or challenges with them, but I've never done solo collabs. And it's been such an awesome experience. Like I had a punch list of people. It was like, it hasn't worked out with these people yet, so these are the ones. I have to make it work with these people for this thing. I have to do these collabs. And it's been so much fun. I've been blessed to have everybody just automatically agree to do it. It's like as soon as I pitched the idea, they're like, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to do it. And I was like, wow, I didn't, there's so many people that I asked that I was not expecting them to say yes. So I'm appreciative of everybody that I've been able to collab with. So
that's awesome, man.
It's been a lot of fun. And there's more to come. Still more to come.
Hell yeah, man.
More to come, baby. What else we got? So first off, Wentzillah, again, thank you, dude. You've been amazing. Man. Dude, it was nice, again, just to get to know you and get to know the stuff that you do again. We always tell people, we always tell our guests, Mi Casa, Su Casa, you have an open door policy here. Don't be surprised if we shoot you a message and say, hey, you want to jump on with us one day? Just shoot shit with us. Because we definitely enjoyed you and definitely enjoyed your time here. And we always ask our guests, like, if you want to stick around after the show's over just to shoot the shit with us for a little bit, you can. If you're not breakout, you do that also. That's okay too. But
I just want to say one more time. Can I just say one more time? Thank you to Morphinauts. The Morphinauts. I mean, it's all luck that I got the chance that I got. It'll probably never happen again where my stuff's on Big Bad Toy Store and all these on the Fwoosh is on Unparalleled, all these YouTubes, Toy Shiz, all these huge YouTubers. We're talking about the photos and stuff that I took of his stuff, and like, and I got to paint. I was doing the master paints on them, and it was all luck because we've known each other for years. I reached out to order some stuff from his store, and he's like, "Hey, man, how quick do you think would this work out? I was like, I'm down. Like, send them. So that's how it happened. I mean, I did all the production shots and the toy shots. So it's really awesome. I mean, it's not on the front page of Big Bad Toy Store, but they're still there. So if you guys still want to catch that, please go ahead and catch that. And then my quote would have to be, I got you, man. So my quote would have to be, the choices you make will dictate the life that you lead. So that's one quote that I think always stuck with me.
Well, shit, damn! I didn't even have to ask him for a quote.
I knew I didn't want to mess you up. I thought we were running long. I didn't want to mess you up.
You didn't mess me up at all.
I interrupted you.
Well, shit. Well, listen. In that case, thank you for everybody watching. And with that being said,
good night, beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Click that notification bell
for more content.